Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Rock, Rockingham Speedway. And we are live here on True Sim Productions, me being Chris, and my good friend Tanner Marr. Tanner, how are you tonight, brother?
I am doing good. Excited to be back out on track after a week hiatus for Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a great time with friends and family. Maybe enjoy some time outside, maybe some good food. Unfortunately, it was rainy here most of the weekend. But excited here tonight, Rockingham, throwback night. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and to that end, we actually talked to a couple of drivers before we got going.
Folks, I have caught up with the number 24 of Samuel Lawson here. Sam, you're live in the booth. I copy.
I got you.
Coming into a track like Rockingham, it's a different style track than what we're really accustomed to here as far as the mile and a half and whatnot goes. How are you feeling coming into a track like Rockingham with the NextGen, brother?
Well, I feel like I feel pretty fast right now. I'm sitting in the top 5 on speed right now. The long run feels pretty good, but it's just going to be about saving your car, not getting loose and hitting the walls. Just try to stay clean all race.
That's always the battle in and of itself. So you said the magic word there, long run. 240 laps here tonight. I think qualifying is going to be important, but long run, that is going to be the most important thing. What have you learned over the course of the hour practice here tonight that you can take forth into the race?
Don't hit the gas in the turns. I mean, you hit the gas and you get a bit airborne off one of the bumps, you're just spinning it. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you just kind of roll the center, and you'll be fine.
Right on, buddy. Well, I know you said you've got good speed out the gate early, top 5 speed. What would be a solid night for the 24 here? What's the goal for the 24 tonight?
With competition being what it is here at BPL, I'm going to say top 10 would be a pretty good run.
Right on. So top 10 for the 24. Well, that's Samuel Lawson, the governor, or party boy, as everybody else knows him. Good luck tonight, buddy, and give him hell.
Thank you, buddy.
So that was Sam Lawson. Tanner, you picked him. Was there a certain reason, or were you thinking maybe he's got a shot?
I was watching the governor earlier in practice, so I know he's turning the laps. I know he's put the time in. I think he's going to be a sneaky favorite here tonight.
I got you. All right. Let's see. Who else can we get? Oh, yeah. I already did. I got a hold of Cody Heinzman as my driver. Okay, joining me right now, the driver of the number 51 tonight, the Throwback Heinz machine. It's going to be Cody Heinzman. Cody, the last time we were out, you finished in second spot. What have you been doing for the last couple of weeks to kind of get ready for this one?
Well, if I'm being honest, the last couple of weeks, I did a whole lot of not racing because usually I got a lot of it in my schedule. So it's actually nice to kind of take a break from it and kind of hit the mental reset, if you will. Like staying in form and practicing and everything is real good throughout the season. But I think it's also equally important to not kind of burn yourself out on it and lose focus, if you will.
Awesome. And I saw, because we're in the same chat, I saw that you had kind of worked on some of the setup out there. Not to give anything away, but do you think you've stumbled on something that might be a winning combination tonight?
Well, I sure hope so. At the very least, it's a combination that makes the car feel like it's planted a lot better underneath me. This is definitely a track and a fixed setup combo that is going to bite a lot of drivers. I think we're going to see a lot of people losing the rear end on the long run and potentially a lot of cautions as well. Hopefully not. But at the very least, it'll be a car that I feel like I can get on top of a lot more.
All right, Cody, any other thoughts before I send you back out to practice?
Yeah, hopefully this week I don't get stuck behind Carroll again. Dude's real fast, and let's see if we can have a good race.
All right. Driver the number 51, Cody Heinzman, looking to get it done here tonight at The Rock. So a couple of pre-race interviews, just to throw something different out at. Speaking of throwing stuff that's a little bit different, first of all, let's take a look at the track. It's Rockingham. It's one of the older tracks in NASCAR. I think we all know it's a mile-long track. Tonight we're doing 240 laps. End of stage 1 at the end of lap number 48. Stage 2 ends at the end of lap number 96. And then we rock and roll all the way to lap 240. Fuel, not really going to be a problem during that first and second stint. Definitely going to have to come down and pit for that third one, though, from everything that I've been told, Tanner. Uh-oh. Tanner may have stepped away for just a second. That's okay.
I am here. I apologize.
there
My
he
headset
is.
off just for a moment. Was taking care of something on my end. I just got back to hear my name. I do apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to move right on because we do have some stuff to talk about. If you look down in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see a little graphic there. It's head-to-head. And Tanner, I know in the background, you and the admins have been trying to put this thing together. Tonight, it starts, from what I understand.
It does. It starts. Only caveat that is, it only starts for a few drivers. There's only a few matchups here tonight. As if I was great at my job, I would have had this up, but I have it up now. Stephen T. Johnson, Jason Powell, they are matching up to see who would slot in to race Chris Carroll. Fred Thompson and Terry Foster, if they're here, they're racing each other. And then Gordon Lawson and Aaron Bockover. That's the 4 matchups tonight. And now in 2 weeks, the original bracket with the 32 drivers, if I recall correctly, they will be slotted going against each other every 2 weeks. And when it gets down to the nitty gritty, when it gets down to that championship, there's going to be, I'm pretty sure, at least $100 in the purse. Don't know how much everybody's winning yet, but I know at least $100 is in the purse. So it's going to be fun. Add something, just a little wrinkle into the mix of the season.
Absolutely. And from what I understand, this bracket, because it's going to go every other week, is slated to end at the last regular season race of the season. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. It worked out. That was a happy accident, the way that worked out. But yes, we will know who the champion is. It's championship night for the bracket on regular season championship night. So it's just kind of cool the way that all worked out.
Yeah, it is. And of course, then we go into playoffs, and we don't have to have a bracket during playoffs. We already have plenty going on there. All right, let's take a look at one other thing. Another very cool graphic that came to us. How about this? It's the power rankings graphic, and obviously got to thank. Who do we got to thank? I don't even know anymore. Corey Sherman. Corey Sherman is who you told me did this one for you. This is your baby. This is your power rankings, and right now you have Chris Carroll up top.
Yeah, so we spoke about it on Race Chatter a little bit earlier for our Race Chatter fans. 1 and 2, that's kind of been pretty simple all season between Edstrom and Carroll. Carroll's been the guy that's been top dog all season long. When will that change? I don't know, but yeah, shout out Corey Sherman for making the graphic for us. Glad to see Larry Bell on there, but I know you know as well as anybody, that driver in number 9, he's coming up. Cody Heinzman, he's going to climb the power rankings. It's not a matter of if he'll do it, it's just a matter of when. He's definitely going to start climbing.
Throwback cars here tonight, and we're looking at one of them right now. It is Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 41 out of MFRD. Kilroe has not had the start to the season that he's looking for. Will tonight at the Rock change his luck? We're going to find out right now. Dalton, underneath the first lap of his qualifying.
This is the longest in his BPO career into a season that the 41 has went winless. I know Rockingham is a track that he's done pretty good at before. NextGen now, it's a little bit different wrinkle, but I look for the 41 target machine to be fast.
All right, one thing isn't working, so we're going to move it to the top side. And we're going to
usually if you hit reload overlay, that will quit doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. It does it for me too. It's doing it for me right now, actually.
I'm just going to reload everything and make sure everything's working right here.
But yeah, so you hit the nail head. Throwback night, right? So all these painters, all these drivers, shout out to them. I know we had 15 enter the contest that John Perkins in the 33, the Skull Bandit, ended up winning the contest. You see it on your screen there. Cody Heinzman, I believe he was second. So a lot of people like the catch-up man scheme here this week.
Yeah, it's a pretty apropos kind of paint scheme here tonight. just kind of checking out some of the paint schemes in the background here, guys. And man, I'll tell you, what a great thing. It's pretty cool. I dig it a lot.
Dude, that's what, and honestly, like I told Corey earlier, Chris, this all came at the end of the last time we were broadcasting. I don't know why I said it, but let's make the Rockingham, it's kind of a throwback track. Let's make a throwback night. And the fact that all the painters and the drivers bought in, that's really cool. What's been your favorite car you've seen this week? I know you're kind of an old school type of cat.
Well, I am. However, I'm also a business guy. And as a business guy, Corey Sherman's car has my vote. You'll understand, everybody, once I bring it up.
So you're taking Corey Sherman. So it's going to sound like we planned this out. If I had to pick my true favorite, it's got to be Amanda Sherman, just because that's my favorite paint scheme, the Dale Jr. baseball car. I mean, that's just iconic, right? Everybody knows that car, and that's just my favorite paint scheme. So, like the Shermans, they're going 2 for 2. Let's see if they can go 3 for 3 and get them a race win. And speaking of Amanda Sherman, she got herself a race win on Wednesday night at Talladega in the Cyber Thunder Series.
She sure did. And big congratulations goes out to her. Of course, being in the same text chain with TNA, I knew that. And pretty awesome for her to have that happen. Taking in the looks of the number 10 car tonight. Actually, that's a very nice looking car too. Son of a gun.
Throwing it back to AJ Foyt. I cannot remember the year, but I do remember that. Yep, really good looking car here by the Butcher.
And Zimmy kind of throws a throwback every week, so no change needed for him.
He said it's kind of not fair, right? He runs that throwback every week. I told him to still enter the contest, but he didn't. He didn't enter it. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I'll tell you what, Brian Zimmerman, look at the speed he's got here. Holy cow, we've got a pole sitter. Tom Orozco on track, though. No, he's just practicing at this point.
That's impressive from Zimmerman. So he's one of my buddies on here. I talked to him a lot out of the sim, and we were chatting. I know he did about 2 hours of practice today earlier and did 100 laps last night, and he was not confident at all.
Well, roughly 26 drivers set to take the grid here tonight, but qualifying is all but over, as it doesn't look like anybody else is going to come on out to set the field. Not a huge surprise here. I think there's some drivers out there. I know there's some drivers out there that are a little worried about cautions here tonight, and maybe they think if they start towards the rear, they'll save themselves some of that. Oh, hey, Mark Arthur's coming out on track. He's going to try and qualify. So we'll bring it back up.
The driver that's currently sitting top of the speed chart, Brian Zimmerman, told me in practice, he said, I don't know. And he said, I don't say this often, but I don't know if I'm going to start on the grid. I may start from pit road tonight. And he's sitting P1 right now. If I'm sitting P1, I think I'm starting on the grid. This driver right here, the 12, needs a bounce back race. I've said that week in and week out for the 12 car here at Mark Arthur. He's ran pretty good, but the problem is he cannot keep the front of that Ford Mustang clean. He always seems to find trouble, be it if you see it as his fault or not his fault, it don't matter. The 12 car gets in some type of damage. For the past few weeks, I've secretly been rooting for him to shake off the bad luck gremlin. I feel like a track like Rockingham is going to be right in his wheelhouse.
Well, a really slow first lap leads to a really quick second lap, all the way up to sixth fastest here in qualifying with a 24.19. 24.05, the time to beat from Brian Zimmerman. Chris Carroll and Cody Heinzman running just about identical times. Surprise, surprise there. A 24.12, 24.13, and you had to go out to the third digit to kind of figure out who was going to be in second, who was going to be in third. Pretty amazing stuff out of those drivers. Dustin Ping actually now stepping out on track too in the 81. So some late comers here in this qualifying.
as I don't know how many watched it earlier today, Race Chatter, but Rick Thompson, he has an axe to grind here. He is showing up with a point to prove. I cannot even actually say what he said in the comments, but he wants to come back and mess up the top 16 in the standings. He wants to just basically flip all this season on top of his head. RT76, he qualified P12, but I know he's going to be set on kill from the drop of the green flag. He's going to be somebody to watch here tonight. And Chris, I'll be honest, I suck at my job. I came in as a driver. I messed up. I was wondering why I couldn't watch qualifying.
Oh, man.
So it's going to say my name on the ticker all
Tanner
night.
Marr, driver of the 999, going to finish last tonight.
Yep, I suck at my job. I'm sorry for that.
That's all right. It happens. Dustin Ping right now goes from 20th on his first lap to 12th on lap number 2, a 24.32. And Ty Morosco takes a 21st. And that's going to leave just 3 drivers. Well, man, 2 drivers. 2 drivers to not qualify. Mike Maskingill and Corey Sherman, kind of unlike Corey to not qualify, so I'm not sure what that is.
That's interesting. See how the 3 to 20, we see it week in and week out, right? But yeah, that's interesting with Corey.
Well, I think it's safe to say that that's going to be end of qualifying with just 34 seconds left in the qualifying time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at our sponsors. Remember to thank them. We've got Ohio and Indiana Roofing. They're our title sponsor this season. Our halfway leader is going to be Blackhawk Motorsports. Special events brought to you by Butt Kicker. Priority Auto brings you TeamSpeak, our communications device. Our pole award goes to MF Racing Designs. And, of course, our practice sessions week in and week out belong to Five Kings Motorsports. Can't thank everybody here enough. It's really, really awesome to have that kind of group together to put this show on right here, live. True Sim Productions every Sunday night or thereabouts. I can't say every Sunday night. Heck, we just had one off.
I think we have a grind coming. I think we got some weeks coming up with no breaks.
I think you are. I think you're right. Let's get to the grid. On top, it's going to be the driver of the number 28 out of USA Firearms Stable. It's Brian Zimmerman. In second, to his outside, it's the Pit Lizard Performance number 99 of Chris Carroll. Starting in the third spot tonight, it's going to be the 51 out of TNA Motorsports. It's Cody Heinzman. To his outside, the 87 of Austin Edstrom. Starting inside row number 3, it is going to be the DGR number 48 of Dylan Banks. To his outside, he has not posted yet, but it's going to be the number 12, the Barbie Machine of Mark Arthur. Starting in 7th spot, also not posting yet, there he is. It's going to be the 41 out of MFRD Racing. It's Dalton Kilroe. To his outside, driving the number 66. It is going to be Chris Berg. Inside row number 5, it's going to be the 24 of Sam Lawson. To his outside, John Perkins in the number 33 out of Speed Mafia. Starting in 11th spot, tonight it's going to be the 27 of Hunter Lagunas. And to his outside, it is going to be the 81 of Blackhawk Motorsports. It's Dustin Ping. Starting in the 13th spot, out of Speed Mafia, it's going to be the 76, RT76, Rick Thompson. And starting in 14th spot out of MFRD, it's going to be Brian Dees. Gordon Larson Jr., the 00, going to be starting in the 14th spot, and 2 is outside the 4 car of Larry Bell. Starting in 17th spot tonight, it's going to be the 16 of Eric Blount. And to his outside out of MFRD, it's the Taylor Butcher Benjamin, number 10 out of MFRD. Philip Van Vliet in the 89, going to start from 19th spot. Mike Hamlin out of Limitless Motorsports, going to start his 11 in 20th spot. Ty Morosco in the 21st starting position for his MFRD number 1. Jason Bauer in the 9 car, going to be starting 22nd. Amanda Sherman out of TNA Motorsports, going to be starting 23rd. Tanner, congratulations. You have picked up shotgun on the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry for that. But I'm excited. It's almost go time. Good group of cars out here. Now they just wait for that green flag.
Waiting on that green flag for the first time here tonight. It's green at Rockingham. Want to say hi to Lori. Want to say hi to Sam. This is going to be Dustin Ping's last Sunday as a Blackhawk driver. Something going on there. And Gail Sherman says, woohoo, here we go. It's actually Lori, but Gail says hello and good luck, of course, to Corey and Amanda, and I'm sure all of TNA. I'm sure she's not going to leave them out.
I also want to say hi, Miss Connie. Hi, Miss Lori. Hi, Sam, out on the road. I'm actually texting Sam and seeing Sam talk in chat. And right here, I'm seeing some guys trying to get in where they fit in. It's like I call it, top 3 have broke away, but everybody else is fighting for that track position right here.
Yeah, already Brian Zimmerman had the race lead, but it is getting cut short by Cody Heinzman. Heinzman is really working the bottom side of the track right now, trying to get there. The 28 lets it sail up top. The 51 stays down by the yellow line. One of the things...
You're going to have to force that 28 off the high side, I do believe.
Yeah, one of the things that was being talked about or discussed earlier was running high in one side of the track and low on the other. So I'm going to wait for the 51 to see if that happens. It's something that he was specifically talking about. So we'll see if that shakes out. A little further back, Austin Edstrom in the 87, just ahead of Dylan Banks. Dylan, newcomer here to Blazing Pedals.
I brought him in here. I bought his charger and everything. I like the kid. I think he'd be a good addition to the series in the 48. We got a battle here for the race lead, almost a 3-car battle. Hines went to the low side underneath Brian Zimmerman. They may have made a little contact at the start-finish line. But Zimmy, though, he just has the momentum here on the outside lane. I just don't know how much longer he can hang on.
On the inside, Cody Heinzman in the Heinz number 51. That time by new race leader here on lap number 6. It took 6 laps to do it, but new race leader. And Zimmy now finds himself between 2 of the fastest drivers here at Blazing Pedals. Zimmy no slouch as he is holding on to second place. Chris Carroll running a very different line than Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman staying up top pretty much the whole way around this track. And I don't believe that's the fastest way. If you look at what Heinzman is doing, oh my God, he is just moving.
It's interesting today. We've talked about how drivers don't participate in the practice sessions, right, that we have, the 3-hour sessions. We had almost 20 drivers in there today, and it was so impressive how everywhere on the track was viable today. They can run basically any lane, and you're already seeing it here, right? But Cody, he's on rails right now, setting sail.
Cody Heinzman opening up a half a second lead here early on in this one, lap 8 of 240. Stage number 1 going to end at the end of a lap number 48. Something to keep in mind here as we start looking through the field at some of our biggest gainers. Dustin Ping, one of them in the 81. He's up 5 spots. Another gentleman up 5 spots right now, Mike Hamlin. And it looks like we have one more guy up 5 spots. And look at that beautiful number 3, Priority Auto, 8802 battery, Savage Edge machine. There's a reason why I like that car.
That car just embodies the feel of a throwback to me. Like, that car just looks like something you would see at a Saturday night back in the 80s. And it would have been fast. Something to keep tabs on here, Mark Arthur, he has lost 15 spots. He's currently in 21st. I'm trying to get word on what happened to him. He may have started from pit road here.
Yeah, I almost think he did. Oh, yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. If you look at the time of scoring, it shows him on pit road. So, yes, Mark did start out of the pits. Potentially one of those guys that thinks that, you know, maybe there's going to be something early on to happen. Right now, there is something that's happening, and that is Chris Carroll trying to take a peek to the inside of Brian Zimmerman up for second spot. And meanwhile, Dylan Banks in the 48 is up one spot into fourth, and he's starting to put some pressure on Chris Carroll.
You know me, I'm the stats guy. I'm the guy that like notices the weird stuff, the weird trends. As it stands right now, Cody Heinzman is the only Toyota in the top 17 right now. The other Toyota, well, it's Eric Blount. He's in 17th. And then you got to look back in 19th to find the next one. That's Corey Sherman. So not a whole lot of Toyotas out here for throwback night. A lot of Chevys and a lot of Fords.
Well, that kind of makes sense, though, you know.
It does. It does.
Let's see. Michael Falk out there in chat. Michael, you had painted some really nice-looking cars here tonight, brother. I want to congratulate you on the looks of them. And Lori says, go Tanner. She's cheering you on tonight, Tanner.
Yes, sir. Hey, as long as we can keep at it, we're doing good right now. Dead last in the stack field, I'll take it.
The 999 is, yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm the best in the broadcast booth out of us two. That was a mistake by me. I knew as soon as I did it, and it's 2024, but iRacing has not made it where we can change that yet. After you log in, I knew as soon as I did it was a mistake. But touch base what you said about Michael Falk. He said some pretty cars out here. I do agree, and I'm going to say it again. I applaud the painters and the drivers for buying in the way they did. None of this is possible without y'all.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a longer night here tonight with 240 laps here. It's 240 miles.
Speaking of that, Chris, I don't think fuel will be a huge issue tonight. They can go roughly almost 100 laps on a fuel run. So fuel won't be an issue, but we know with the Rockingham, the surface, you know, you're the crew chief here. Drivers going some tires pretty quick. That right front, right rear, they get shredded at a track like Rockingham.
Oh, absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. All right, let's take another look at, hey, we got a newcomer to some of the higher counts of raising his stats. It's going to be the 17 tonight, driving the X-Side machine, and that's another really nice-looking car from MFRD. Man, Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, up to 9th spot, up 5 since the drop of the green flag. Corey Sherman right now, the guy who has gone up the most, 6 spots into the 19th position. Up top, it's Cody Heinzman, up 2, and there's no more to go. And Cody Heinzman has got Chris Carroll trying to catch the back bumper. Right now, the gap about 3/4 of a second.
I think you're seeing a little bit of experience difference between Cody Heinzman and Chris Carroll in reference to Rockingham. Cody Heinzman raced here pretty recent in the Cyber Sunday series on Thursday night. So he's accustomed to the track. He knows the little nuances he needs to do to be fast. Chris Carroll, though, he's a driver. He learns as he goes. He's getting knowledge on every lap that passes by. But, yeah, I want to touch on Corey Sherman. You said he's the biggest mover so far of the night. I expect the 3 to be pretty fast, to be up in the mix here tonight. We know he didn't qualify, started in the back, but he's already making some headway. Like you said, up 6 spots, got the eye set on fellow TNA Motorsports driver, I believe, and the Lone Dutchman, Phil Dunfleet.
Yeah, there's... Well, look, you look up and down this field, there's not a person here that can't win. And that's the beautiful part here about Blazing Pedals.
That's what we said. We talked about there on the show.
I will say there is one driver here that can't win. He's down 21 laps already.
It's me. I can't win. I can't do it. And the one time I can finally win, there's a controversy around it. So, like, did it really even count, you know? So, yeah, but I'm not winning tonight. That's for sure.
It's good stuff. I do love Throwback Night, man. I just love checking out the paint schemes. I mean, honestly.
Oh, we have a yellow caution on Speedway, Chris. Sorry to cut you out.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, we do.
And SDK just crashed on me. I don't know who it was.
Looks like it may be Hunter Lagunas, as he is
Ooh, the Rusty Wallace
very
throwback.
slow. Yeah, the Rusty Wallace throwback. Let's go back and take a peek and see if we can't figure out what happened to Hunter here in the 27. So, yep.
Oh, you're seeing some overdriving happen right there, I believe, Chris.
Yep. May have got on the throttle a little too hard, a little too soon, but no damage. And it was just enough to bring out that yellow flag. It's going to put the whole group right back together again.
It changed a lot, but I know it sucks for the 27. I've been in his shoes here to be the guy that brings out the yellow 30 laps into a race, 20 laps into a race. To be that guy, hey, he got no damage on that 27, and he was running pretty good. That's best case of the worst case scenario for him here.
Oh, for sure.
Crew
Cody
chief,
Heinzman.
We got to talk tires here. Sorry,
Well,
again.
I'm going to...
Can't take him, can we? We got to stretch him out as long as we can, can't we? Or don't we?
Well, we've got 2 mandatory stops. Well, not mandatory, but 2 stage stops. You're taking tires there. You've got 2 other sets. I suppose you could take a set here, try and win the stage.
That final stage is long, though.
But that final stage, you're right. It's a long one.
And it's going to feel really long if you get out there on 70, 80 lap old tires. It's going to feel even extra long then.
Yeah, I mean, we're going from lap 96 is when that caution's going to come out. So we'll go back green probably around lap 101. And then we got to go 240. It's going to be about 139, 138 laps, somewhere in there. Yeah, nobody's coming in.
I don't understand the math on our stages here tonight either. That last stage is really long.
I don't mind that. It throws another hitch of strategy in there.
It does.
Makes people think
and
about
I actually
fuel a
know
little
why
bit.
it is now too. It was talked about. I remember this now.
Yeah.
It's adding a little bit more strategy, I think, in that final stage. Open it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a needed thing, you know. It might add a little bit more to the racing that we see here every week here for Blazing Pedals. Well, the new kid on the block, Dylan Banks, in the 48, looking pretty strong. He's up 2 into the 3rd spot. He's going to be starting right behind our race leader, Cody Heinzman. Chris Carroll going to be restarting on the top side of the track. When we get going back to green, Brian Zimmerman, our pole sitter here tonight, is relegated back to the 4th position. Austin Edstrom rounds out that top 5. Chris Berg, John Perkins, Dustin Ping, Brian Dees, and Sam Lawson rounding out that top 10.
These guys are ready to go back racing here, Chris. They've stayed double file this entire caution period here. Lights still on the gender neutral pace car out front. But I'll tell you what, as a fan up here in the booth watching this, I'm excited here with that 51 and the 99. They are on the front row. They're basically at a short track. I consider this a short track. Yes, it's a mile, but it drives like a short track, just a bigger short track. I'm interested to see what this battle's like off of turn 1 with Chris Carroll on the high side here.
Yeah, with the power that these cars have and the speed that they're able to carry, it is essentially a short track. I mean, they're running 24-second lap times in a mile. I mean, yeah, you're hauling the mill.
Fast, and bumpy. I don't know if maybe here a little bit later when we get into a extended green flag run, maybe jump on board just to show these folks here. This track, it is anything but smooth.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'll shake your teeth out. Pace car drops down, getting ready to go down pit road. We're getting ready to go back green flag, waiting on the restart zone, and Cody Heinzman finds it, and there is some trouble. Oh, the 28 goes around. The 41 gets into it. The 10 gets into it. The 48 gets into it. We had some slipping on the tires, and we're going to go right back under caution. Oh, boy.
That was a big one there, too, Chris. That was a real big one. A lot of good cars involved there. Dang it. I missed it all. I was on replay, didn't see it.
Well, we're going to go back and take a peek right now. I think it may have started with Zimmerman. Yeah, I'm going to go back one more time here because I missed it too right there. But
oh, no, it starts with Banks. Banks spins the tires or something.
Oh, yes, he did. The 48. Oh, from the inside, and they all stack up. The only good news here, Tanner, is because they were not up to speed. The
Yeah,
damage,
don't look a lot of damage. To
yeah,
any
it's
car,
not
really.
going to be horrible.
I don't see a whole lot of damage on any car. Amanda got a little bit, but hell, the wreck started with Zimmy getting turned across. Zimmy's car looks good.
Yeah, I think by and large everybody's going to escape out of that. Chris Berg going to bring it down pit road. He may be the only taker. I believe somehow Amanda is being scored a lap down. I'm not sure why that is. Dylan Banks, Stalin Kilroy bringing it down pit road as well. So a few drivers opting to have the minor repairs done. And Dalton's got to be just shaking his head. Just another week where he can't seem to keep that 41 out of trouble.
Wrong place, wrong time, too, for him once again.
Well, we're going to fire this one back up. 28 laps completed, just about lap 29 now. As Cody Heinzman and Chris Carroll still going to be your top row. That's going to be Austin Edstrom and that number 33 of John Perkins. Now, I don't think we've talked about it yet, Tanner, but there was some voting going on the throwback schemes. Do we have a winners yet? Or
we do. We announced earlier.
Okay.
It's the 33. It's the Skull Bandit with 30 votes. So he came through clutch and got 30 votes. Second place was the Ketchup Man, Cody Heinzman, who's out front. And then RC Cola of Phil Van Vliet came in home, brought it home in third with votes. So it was a really fun, really cool deal.
Yeah, it was really cool. And a lot of that was, well, you ran that one. I mean, it was your baby, and what a great job you did, and having it being voted on, and it was great. And yeah, I knew John had won. I just wanted you to be able to say it.
Right. So you're the second person that said that to me today, and I want to say all I had to do, Chris, was post. Just make posts. These guys is the one to put in the work and time and effort. I had to count votes, which, yeah, it was annoying having to do it at 11:30, right? But it is what it is, right? The drivers made it special, and the painters made it special, and the drivers did too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So pit road a little bit busier now. Philip Van Vliet, Brian Zimmerman, Dylan Banks, Chris Berg still on pit road. They're coming off now. Philip Van Vliet comes out. Brian Zimmerman comes out.
I chatted with Zimmy right then really quick while we were looking at the caution, and I think he was going to go down and look at his damage. But like you mentioned, though, they got lucky. A lot of cars got spared. They were not up to speed yet, and a lot of cars escaped pretty big damage there.
We file in 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag. Cody Heinzman, Chris Carroll still row number 1. Austin Edstrom inside row 2 with John Perkins to his outside. Brian Dees inside row number 3 with Dustin Ping to his outside. 7th, Mike Hamlin. 8th, Gordon Larson. 9th, Corey Sherman. 10th, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. That's your top 10 as we get ready to go back under the green.
That's a stout top 10 right there, but it's funny how the cream rises to the top. Look at your top 3 right now.
Green flag's back out. A little bit of a wiggle out of the 51, but able to keep it under control, and he was launched out of the cannon. Cody Heinzman is gone.
99 had a little trouble getting to the gears. I apologize. I thought he was going to lose it, but yes, Austin Edstrom takes over P2 away from Chris Carroll. Look at Chris Carroll. 99 jump back to the inside. Track position is king, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Carroll wants that second spot right back, and he is battling with Austin Edstrom for it. Edstrom battles back on the outside. They're side by side, heading into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll picks up a nose on Austin Edstrom. Edstrom battling back again on the top side of the track. A little bit of a wiggle out of the 99, and that is going to allow Austin Edstrom to hold on to second spot. Carroll slots in.
That shows how close they are right there. A little bobble out of the 99 allowed the 87 to get by. 81 now trying to lock eyes onto Chris Carroll right there in front of him. As we were watching that battle, John Perkins, 33 Skull Bandit, had a big moment allowing Brian Dees to get to his inside in the 17.
Yeah, Brian Dees is right there along with Mike Hamlin. Hamlin in the 11 car, the Mountain Dew machine on the outside as Perkins scoots forward just a little bit. He's going to hold on to that 5th spot. Perkins in 5th, Brian Dees 6th, Mike Hamlin 7th. Corey Sherman has picked up a spot here since we've gone back under the green flag. He's now running in the 8th position with Gordon Larson under attack from Rick Thompson. Thompson has a little bit of an issue. Thompson put it out sideways and straightened it back out, but he lost 3 spots doing so.
Yeah, but the biggest mover of the night, Corey Sherman, up 17 spots. My God. Give that kid the track position. That 3 might set sail, like we're seeing his fellow TNA Motorsports driver, Cody Hines, doing up front.
Yeah, Corey Sherman, part of TNA, along with Cody Heinzman. Keep an eye out for Philip Van Vliet and Amanda Sherman as well. As right now, those two marred way back, but you know they're talking. You know they're trying to figure it out. Caution out one more time, and oh my God. 41 having troubles.
Yep.
Let's go back and take a peek and see what happened to the 41 of Dalton Kilroy. Oops. Pushed the wrong button. Let's try that one more time. Dalton Kilroy working the inside and got on that gas just a little too early. We've seen that a couple of times now. Oh, the 4-car hard into the wall.
Yeah, no damage.
Oh, boy.
Right then. Did they touch? I don't think they touched, Chris.
I don't think they touched, but boy, oh boy. Larry Bell.
They touched, 'cause that was close.
Let's go back and check that out through the cockpit of Larry Bell's machine. Oh, he starts to see it and just wasn't sure which way Dalton was going to go. He ended up burying it into the wall. Hopefully not a lot of damage there. But that is the 3rd caution of the race so far.
More takers down pit road here. Maybe checking over some damage maybe from the crew chief there on pit road.
Yeah, there's some drivers that may still be getting repairs done from the previous caution to this.
Hey, crew chief, we're getting close to the end of the stage. Could we take some tires right here, you think? And maybe lay low to the end of the stage, stay out? Would it be worth it?
Nope, not at this track. You stay out, you get what you get.
All right, so I think I'm on board with that. I think you need to have the freshest tires possible later on. To have them right now don't really pay you anything.
That's right. We still have about 10 laps to go, and boy, 10
even
laps
easy laps here are hard laps.
Yeah,
at most places.
Yeah. Connie, what a sweetheart.
She is. Her and Miss Lori love them both. Gail Sherman also out there. Yeah, we were able to break a little bit of news. This is Dustin Ping's last Sunday as a Blackhawk driver. Wondering what's going on in the Blackhawk Motorsports camp.
I don't know, but if we fall under caution again, we might have to figure that one out.
Maybe. I'm all about a little bit of controversy. They say it creates cash. I like to pump it up here. But even if there ain't controversy there, I may manufacture some. You never know. All jokes aside, but yeah, they're losing a good one. He's really, really quick, and he's a good guy, Dustin Ping. Curious to see where he ends up.
I hope he's staying in the league at the very least.
He is. He's gonna race in the league.
All right.
He is one of the newest admins of the league, actually.
Oh, that's true too.
I don't know if we ever even announced that out to the public or what, but we did now. If we didn't, he's been on the admin team for 2 or 3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2-3 weeks now. Yeah. Well, typically we don't really talk about who is and who
No.
isn't. It don't matter at the end of the day. You know, it's just we know
I don't think we
who they
announced
are.
it in Discord either. I
Yeah.
don't think it was ever even talked about in Discord. But now the drivers know.
Yeah. I mean, we know
It
who
takes
they
a
are, and
village.
we know the work that they do. So
Yep, it's a village. Lights are off though.
yeah, pace
We'll do
car
a
lights
quick
are
little-
off.
A quick little dash to the end of the stage here.
Yeah, about 10 laps, man. This is, well, actually about 9 laps, I guess. Yeah.
We know these boys and lady, they get rowdy when it comes to stage points.
Yes, they do. Look out, because here we go, back under the green flag. Watch for those tires to spin. Much cleaner that time by, and a 51 of Cody Heinzman again takes off. Man, he has got this place locked down as far as restarts go. The battle right now, second.
He has that leader's advantage, of course, but what we're seeing here is more than that. He's getting through the gears. He's getting the grip down perfect. Chris Carroll, Edstrom, a little bit of contact for second place.
Austin Edstrom ahead of Chris Carroll right now. Dustin Ping trying to get there as well. 2 different lines being employed by Carroll and Ping, and it looks like Carroll was a little bit quicker onto that back stretch. John Perkins has worked his way up to 6th spot from 10th at the beginning of this one, but look out right behind him because Corey look out, the 11 car! Mike Hamlin absolutely just destroyed himself.
Man, oh man, we caught that one out the corner of our eyes. It cracks me up whenever you go to a driver randomly, because I swear on everything. Next time I talked, I was going to John Perkins, Corey Sherman, and those guys. But yes, heavy damage to the Darrell Waltrip replica.
Boy, it almost looks like the real deal right there. Let's go back and take a peek. See what happened. As he was working the inside was Hamlin. And just started to spin it and then overcorrected.
I think as a fellow driver, I think I know what happened there. Just because I know a lot of the guys are. I think you saw a shift from 4th to 5th right there, and the tires got knocked off when it went into 5th gear.
We're going to find out because we're going to go back.
Making of shifting right here is what I'm guessing.
Well, no, he was actually in 5th already. Man, that does not bode well for the tires.
No, I think the 11, I mean, I don't like to see them quit ever, but that one might be holler bound.
Well, he's bringing it down pit road, and crew chief will give him the good news when he gets there. I really don't think
the good
it's gonna
news.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be good news there.
That right front was laid over. Yeah, it ain't going to be good news. I like that though. So Chris, we're under break here. What's real life racing been like for you? I know y'all started the grind back.
Yeah, so last Sunday, we had an event. We ended up finishing in the 7th spot, which was much better than the first time out. So we're making gains already this season and look to do some more, as I think we've got the suspension kind of figured out. So last year we were chasing some gremlins, and we figured out what those gremlins are and had them fixed. But it meant that we had to kind of start from square one as far as the setup goes this year. And well, I think
like a hard reset almost, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So what ended up being the problem is our rear end was not square. So the rear end had some toe issues, which were making the tires point in not in a square way down the track, which we were correcting for with our setup last year. Well, we had to dial back some of that correcting for, and I think going forward here, it's nothing but up. We know that we're a contender every week at that track, so really it's just a matter of getting the right starting position and going from there. And,
so I grew up around it, but it was in the older days, right? It's 2024 now, but I think you being a crew chief, my dad and my uncle, back in the day, they always had a notebook, right? There was a notepad that had, if I was to look at it, I wouldn't be able to understand anything going on, right? But they know what's going on in that notepad. Do you have a notepad you carrying around?
I sure do, actually.
Right.
We have a notepad. We have a whiteboard. We use the whiteboard during the race, and then we transfer everything over to paper.
It's
That
probably
whiteboard
gibberish
looks.
that if I picked it up, I wouldn't be able to read it, right? But when you
No.
look at it, you know exactly what's going on here, what you're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's my
Amazing.
shorthand, you know. So
Right.
there's only
It's
two
amazing.
people that know it, and that's me and the driver.
I have a flashback as we just had a delay for the green flag here. I had a flashback to my dad getting aggravated with me because he was asking me to read something. He was underneath the car, underneath the passenger right rear. I remember he was underneath there, messing with the suspension. He was asking me to read off something to him, and I didn't know what I was looking at. Man, he got aggravated with me. One of those classic dad-son moments.
Yeah, you're
Not holding the flashlight good
pointing
enough.
the flashlight in the wrong spot. Yeah,
Right.
Hey, we just extended the caution, and we are gonna go into the end of stage one
Yes.
here, I believe.
Yeah. I think they didn't want to do a shootout, which I don't know why. We've always done a shootout, but I think they're having issues with the lineup as well, I believe, or something. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But yep, there's your stage break. Cody Heisman, stage one race winner, or stage one winner.
Well, that's. Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. I
Oh,
don't
no,
show.
I lied, not Cody Heisman.
I don't know where Cody Heinzman is.
What is going on with my SDK?
I'm showing Cody in 13th spot. Did he pit? Oh, Cody Heinzman came down and took a pit. All right. Well, stage one, Austin Edstrom, Chris Carroll, Brian Dees, John Perkins, Ty Morosco, Rick Thompson, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Jason Bauer, Dylan Banks, and Brian Zimmerman ended up being your top 10, I believe. And that's all subject to change.
Just got word from Racing Show they actually extended the yellow due to they were going to go green on the stage lap. So it basically would have been like a half lap shootout, basically, if that, because it throws it about 4 seconds after the lap is completed.
Gotcha.
Perks of having Mark Arthur. He's listening to us right now. So, hi, Mark. Get up on the wheel. Miss Connie, Miss Lori are rooting for you. He hears us right now. He's listening to us. So we always got to watch what we say, but Mark, you're owed.
Green flag's out one more time. New race leader, Austin Edstrom.
My God, they were ready to go. The horses were getting held back. They were bumping each other. Morosco was hitting the 17. And I just noticed right side of the 99 car is not all clean anymore. It has some scrapes and bruises. Unless my camera was just messed up right there. But it looked like 99 had some damage on the right side, Chris.
Boy, I don't. I'm just trying to find. I don't think so. I'm seeing
I'm not seeing it either. I lied. They did. It looked like it was all scraped up. We have a great battle for the race lead here, though. Edstrom, Carroll, 1-2 in the power rankings. They run 1-2, but Edstrom, top dog right now. It's heating up.
Yeah, things are heating up, but here's the kick, right? There are 5 drivers that have not come down pit road yet. Edstrom, Carroll, Dees, Perkins, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin, all on old tires.
I think they was not prepared for the stage break to be extended the way it was, and for the caution to be extended. I think, or they just valued stage points. But man, oh man, you're right. Those fresh tires, they are going to start to come into play pretty quick. What'd you say, 4? I believe you said 4 or 5 cars did not pit.
Yeah, 5 of them.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he's already fallen to the fresh tires. He's 9th. So now it's only your top 4. John Perkins, he's the gatekeeper from old tires to fresh tires.
Yeah, John Perkins, we're going to keep an eye on him. Last time by, he ran a 24.56. Dylan Banks, a 24.60, so a little bit slower, but he was racing side by side with Ty Morosco in the 1 car. Now, he is free of that. We're going to see if he tracks down John Perkins, and by the eye, it sure does look like it, my Lord. Oh, look out, we got one going around. It could be Sam Lawson. Lawson was able to keep it going. Didn't scrape the wall on the inside. Damage on the left side of that car, but Sam Lawson keeps it going, and we stay under green. Great driving from the 24.
Got some battle wounds from it, but it's Rockingham. I think he's okay. He's okay as long as you don't have suspension damage, nothing like that.
Oh, the heat might be starting to show up. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm getting some stutters here. Hopefully that'll straighten itself out here. Lap 56 at 240. We got the top 4 drivers on old tires and less fuel than just about everybody behind them.
For what it's worth, Mr. Lagu, I've had the broadcast playing in the background, no sound. Everything looks good on my end. Miss Lori, Miss Connie, if y'all could, if y'all see anything, just put it in the chat, let us know. But you look good on my end as far as quality and all that is concerned.
All right. Wonderful. Well, Dylan Banks is right now. Dylan Banks is taking the pass away from John Perkins. Perkins going to fall back to 5th spot in the 48. Made it look pretty easy. Those new tires really starting to kind of break in, I think. Speaking of new tires, our race leader before that previous caution, the 51 of Cody Heinzman. He is making his trek back up to 7th spot.
And he's doing it in quick fashion. He's slicing and dicing. He's now caught the back of the 33. Almost a 3-wide battle here. Oh, it got tied. 28 had to lift out of it a little bit. I'm wondering, as we're looking at scoring and timing here, I've been to do that. 8-second stop for Dylan Banks. I'm thinking a 2-tire call for him, and maybe for the one machine of Morosco. May have only been a 2-tire call because Morosco 7-second stop, Banks an 8-second stop compared to everybody else's 14 or more.
Yeah, that could be fuel only, honestly.
Could be, especially with Morosco. I can see Morosco doing a little bit different strategy.
Yeah, he's got one in the pipe already this season. He's running pretty good in the points. Why not try something a little different? We talk about it from time to time. If you want to win, you got to do something different than the leader did.
I don't like our top 4 still being out on old tires. I just think if this was to go green, crew chief here, we got 40-something more laps for the stage break. I just don't know if they can hang on up there. They got the benefit of track position right now, but them boys are coming on fresh tires.
Well, Cody Heinzman is just picking them off.
I mean, just look at the
Dylan
lap
Banks
time.
is too. But Heinzman, I mean, he is scary fast right now. A 24.27 last time. And he's actually faster than Banks.
Right, and what's scary about him is he's all over the track. He's not just one lane dominant, so he can get to any car and basically elect to choose any other lane on the track and make a pass. He's fast everywhere. He's not just fast on the bottom. That's exactly what he needs.
And this is a lot of what I was hearing Cody was going to try and do tonight, as far as low on one side of the track, high on the other, and that's exactly what we're seeing out of him, and it is working to perfection for the 51 from TNA Motorsports. It's Cody Heinzman, and how great is it that he put the ketchup car out there for you?
It's fitting. It's fitting as Edstrom falling back now. The fresh tires have got there. They're doing. I'm going to guess at least Dylan Banks is at least on 2 tires just from the way the lap times turn out.
Yeah, yeah, you might be right.
The 51's on 4 of Mr. Feelgoods, and he looks good too out here.
Oh, yeah. In his pit stall for 15 seconds, but you wouldn't know it now because he is hauling the mail. That should be a mail truck out there.
Am I crazy when I think of ketchup? Wasn't it like when I was younger? Wasn't it Heinz 57? Is that
yes,
why
it was.
I kept calling him number 57 this week?
It was
57.
It was Hunt's 57 and Heinz
57.
ketchup. Yeah,
you're right. You are 100. I kept in all the promotional posts. I put 57 like 4 times this week, and I guess that's why. Okay, thanks for the clarification. You are my fellow. You're a little bit older than I am, right? So you remember the old school stuff.
That's a nice way of saying I'm old, but yeah.
I didn't know. I said just a little bit older.
It's all good, brother. I may be a little older, but I feel young. That's the best thing.
That's the opposite of me. I'm 32 and I'm down in my back already today from my garden. I can barely get around. I look like an old man walking around today. Pretty
Battle
sore,
for the
though.
race lead, and it was very quick. Dylan Banks, our race leader right now, and here comes Cody Heinzman. I think Heinzman is faster. I just.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know, he is. He just is. So it's only a matter of time before that battle for the lead happens. But right now, we'll look back on the field just a little bit, and we're starting to see it spread out a little bit, except for when you get back to like John Perkins. Behind John Perkins is the one car, underneath him, the 24. The 24, Sam Lawson. We saw him hit the inside wall, but it does not seem to be affecting the 24 car as Lawson makes the pass on Perkins.
It's a hornet's nest right here, Chris, and I see the 41. It's the target car. It's glaring. It's right there in the back spot. I feel for the 41 right now. Hopefully he can get through here. But because this right here looks like where the bomb might go off next. Look at that. It's a short track, and there's cars everywhere, just fanning out like an IndyCar race.
Oh,
just
it is Heinz.
Anywhere they can.
It is Heinz 57. I don't know.
Is it Heinz? I knew.
Maybe it was 56 times that they had to try it before they perfected the recipe.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know.
Wait, well, I'm a Heinz ketchup guy, not Hunt's. Don't tell me you're Hunt's.
I don't. I gotta go in the refrigerator and figure it out.
Oh, okay. You're not. Okay, I'm a ketchup nerd. I like ketchup. I'm not a ketchup nerd. I like ketchup.
We had a battle for the race lead. It was quick.
That battle was quick. It came and gone.
Cody Heinzman continues to lead the way. Dylan Banks in second. And Heinzman is opening up a gap. He's also opening up a can of I can't say here live, but my Lord. Brian Zimmerman has gone around Chris Carroll as well. So Carroll now starting to suffer out those old tires showing on track. Now the only upside to this is if they manage to run this whole stint, they're going to have an extra set of tires here to use at some point if needed.
Just heard to my ear, 41 pitting.
Don Kilroe going to bring it down pit road. I know Sam said that he really likes this RC Cola car, so there it is. Philip Van Vliet rocking that thing.
So I'm in the south. RC Cola is fairly big around here for a time. Is it big up north where you're at, Chris?
It wasn't big, but it was pronounced, and now it's pretty well gone. I haven't seen an RC Cola in years.
Right, same. And I said big. I shouldn't have said big, but you would see it every now and then down here, and I don't see it anywhere now. Cody feels the same way. He don't see second place now. Cody has opened up to almost, he's inching closer and closer to a 2-second lead over second place, Dylan Banks. Michael Fought in chat says RC's all over in Michigan.
It's cool that it's somewhere. That's really cool.
I think it's gross, if I'm being honest. Not a big fan of it. Cody, hey, look at there. We're sitting there talking about coats and stuff. Cody Heinzman, all the way up to the wall in turn 1 and 2. RC Cola and Moon Pie. Miss Lori in the chat knows. That's a Southern tradition I've always heard.
RC Cola and Moon Pie. Huh. Laura, you got it. That's the can that he is opening. Absolutely. It's good stuff. All right, Dylan Banks in second spot. Brian Zimmerman third. Ping is in fourth. Hunter Lagunas in fifth. Chris Berg in sixth. And look at what those tires are doing to Chris Carroll. All the way back to seventh spot.
He's definitely lost a lot of track position. If he can manage, I think these next 20 laps are going to be the hardest laps on him to the end of the stage. Tires are not going to get any better, right? But if he can manage to stay on the lead lap, he's okay. And I think he's okay in regards to where the leader's at. But Cody is hauling the mail, so you just never know. But the 99 right now, he just needs to get to the stage break on the lead lap.
Yeah, well, right now, Cody Heinzman has a 2.5 second lead over second place Dylan Banks. I mean, Lord, he's just flying. Can't be just a two cola system. Yeah, that's true. And how about Tab? I remember Tab.
When I worked at Coke, we had the distribution rights to Tab. I don't know if they made it or what, like Coca-Cola. But very rarely did you ever see it sent out of the warehouse. I always heard that was the first, like, Diet Coke, basically.
It was. I just remember my dad used to drink it quite a bit there. Of course, if Dad drank it, that meant I had to drink it, right? So.
Right. My dad worked at RC when I was younger.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
all we had in the house for a long time. Until I was like 6, I remember.
Corey Sherman has worked his way back into the top 10 in his number 3 TNA machine. The Priority Auto 802 Battery Savage Edge machine. I'll say it right. It's a pretty good battle going on right behind him between Taylor Butcher and Sam Lawson. Butcher Benjamin on the inside, Sam Lawson to the outside. I think the Butcher may have the advantage here, but Lawson is definitely fighting. Dr. Pepper, there's nothing wrong there. I like Dr. Pepper.
Oh, it's my favorite drink, Dr. Pepper. That and Mountain Dew, of course. I'm in the South, right? Gotta be a Mountain Dew fan too. But Dr. Pepper, hands down, over anything. That's the only diet drink I can drink too, is a diet Dr. Pepper. I don't like them, but I would drink them if I had to.
I think Diet Dr. Pepper is the only cola that tastes just about the same as a diet than it does a regular.
That's what I think. Although Coke Zero does taste somewhat like Coke.
Yeah,
somewhat.
see, that's not Diet Coke, though. That's Coke
Right,
Zero.
right.
Eric Blunt in the 16, the Viagra machine.
LOL. Love it. Whoa! You almost got up into the 10 there. See what I did there? Got up into the 10.
Yeah. I used to have some of those jokes when I was out on track for real, you know.
I'm nervous because that rolled off the tongue so easy. I didn't even think about it really, so I need to calm it down, I guess. I'm not big on Dr. Pepper with peanuts. Lori in the chat asked Dr. Pepper with peanuts. Now, there's people here that would take a Coca-Cola and put peanuts in the Coca-Cola. Gross.
Oh, God, Lord. No.
Gross. And when I mean peanuts, I'm talking like, I don't know, just like nuts. I don't know.
Mark Arthur is out there running 17th. He's all by himself, but I've seen him slip a couple of times out there. So Mark is still trying to figure out this car. As much as he loves it, he's still trying to figure it out. Back up top.
Tires. I don't think he's taking tires here tonight, Chris, because last on pit, lap 45, only a 5-second stop.
5 seconds, yeah. Yeah, he may not.
May just be a fuel only call early.
Yep. Lap number 88 being worked right now.
He told me in my ear, Chris. Yep, I was right. That's funny.
That's awesome. Stage 2 ends at the end of lap 96. 8 laps away.
Lone Dutchman. RC 89 just went down a lap to our race leader, Cody Heinzman, the catch-up man, as we have coined him.
Yeah, we've got about 5 drivers, at least 1 lap down now.
So Phillip just needs to keep the 51 in sight, and he does not need to let a car get in between him and the race leader. He wants to remain that lucky dog.
Yeah, he really hopes that Mike Massengill, just in front of our race leader, is able to stay there. Massengill right now being scored 19th, up 7 since the drop of the green flag. The 20 car is a throwback as well.
To Derek Cope, we talked about today. I didn't know that. But now, if I remember correctly, 51 and the Lone Dutchman, and never mind. I guess they're teammates. Maybe the 51 would just ride behind Massengill. I don't know what the 51, I don't know if he knows how to ride. I think he's a go from the moment it drops. He's just fast.
Yeah, I don't think he knows how to let off, bud.
That's what you need, though. That's exactly what you need. Let the big dog eat. Dalton Kilroe out the windshield of our race leader, Cody Heinzman. Just insane Dalton of a season he's had. We say he's had a down season. He's still top 5 in the points, right? He's just been winless, but it does seem like that 41. It's been a roller coaster. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Yeah, it just seems like he's snake bitten this season. Regardless of where he sits in the points right now, the 41 is just snake bitten and really needs to find a way out.
And it's crazy. I know he makes jokes about this car, but I don't think he minds this car too much. Somebody like Mark will outright tell you he hates this car, right?
No, he loves it.
Wait. Yeah. Mark definitely loves it, for sure.
The 41 running on the yellow line. Looks like he's going to come down pit road, and that will put him down on another lap here to Cody Heinzman. I believe 12.
Smoke up ahead of Heinzman right before Dalton went down. I wonder if Dalton got loose something before he went down. Looked like he was going to pit road there, but I did see some smoke prior.
Possibly locked up the brakes, maybe?
Very well. I bet you're right.
So the battle to try and get back to the lead lap is not much of a battle. It does not look like Philip Van Vliet's going to be able to get there. Cody Heinzman up top. Dylan Banks in second spot. And Brian Zimmerman rounding out the top 3 here as we get ready to close out stage number 2 of the evening.
You want to know something crazy? If I was a betting man a while ago and we talked about Chris Carroll and him falling back, I would have guessed he fell all the way back 13, 14, 15, heck, maybe even further. No, he's currently running 5th. He's trying to make a pass over 4th place, Dustin Payne. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how I've never run it. He knows how to save them somehow. I don't get it.
Well, there is a point in a tire that, like, they'll equalize over time, right?
Right, fall to a point.
Especially if some guys ahead of them aren't really trying to save because they had fresh tires and they know they're going to get another set, so why not go after it, right? Well, the 99 for this entire run knew he was going to be running on old tires, so I'm sure he's gone ahead and saved as much as he could in order to be competitive. And so far, so good. At one point, down to 7th. He's worked his way back up to 5th as we fall under caution.
Yep, stage number 2. As that's pretty impressive, though. I honestly did not like the strategy, but if I knew anybody could do it, it's 99, right? He'd be the one to be able to do it. But 97 laps on a set of tires here at Rockingham, and be hanging on the way he did. That's a pretty cool deal.
Stage points this time by going to be Cody Heinzman leading the way at the drop of the yellow flag. Dylan Banks, Brian Zimmerman, Dustin Ping, and Chris Carroll, top 5. 6th through 10th is going to be Chris Berg, Hunter Lagunas, Austin Edstrom, Corey Sherman, and Mike Hamlin. And remember, Mike Hamlin had the front of that car ripped off. Somehow, some way, they got a front end back on that thing, and he just finished 10th spot in stage 2.
I had to go look. I thought maybe you made a mistake there. Honest to God, I had to go look. Because I remember the last time we saw him, he did not have a front clip. That's hilarious.
TV is being stupid. I had to switch to the phone. At least you got something that's working, Lori. Hopefully it's not something that's on our end. I wouldn't think it is, but you never know. The internet is a vast, wild animal. Oh, the 99. Chris Carroll had to back up in his stall. He went too far in, had to back it up. So a little bit of a miscue there on pit road for the 99 team. We'll see if it costs them anything as they start to exit pit road. Philip Van Vliet stayed out to get a lap back. Oh, no, he's going to be tail end. Yeah. He's going to have to come down to pit. He might not, though. Maybe he'll stay out for a little while longer, just run a completely different strategy. As I say that, he drops below the yellow line. He's going to come down pit road along with a few other drivers. Well, the longest stretch of the night is about to happen. Stage number 3, where we go all the way to lap 240. And somewhere in there is going to be green flag stops. If not for fuel, definitely for tires.
I'm interested to see how the strategy plays out here, Chris. There's some people, they have 2 sets of tires land. We know the 99 Chris Carroll. He has 3, but I don't know if you see it or not. Everybody's passing him. Did he get a penalty?
Oh, boy.
Just let some folks by right then. I'll keep tabs on that and see if I can find out. But I think he did. Oh, he most definitely did. Jason Bauer's passing now. Madison Gill's passing. So something happened to the 99. Lost all the track position he had.
Oh, boy. Well, watch for the 99 to start carving his way towards the front of the field here. As normally he's a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I can't imagine what we're going to see out of him when he may be a little upset. Awesome, Lori. Good to hear. Getting ready to go back to the green flag final stage of the evening. Here we go. And look at Heinzman go again. My goodness, he got the start of this place figured out.
It's like he has an extra gear, and just an update on the 99. He was caught speeding on pit road, so he didn't nail it.
Dylan Banks holding on for second. The battle right now for third. The 81 of Ping, the 28 of Zimmerman. They go side by side coming out of turn number 4.
Awesome to see the 28 back up here in the mix inside the top 3 on the podium after being facing backwards earlier on in the event.
Oh, the 81. Oh, we got one going around. It's the 10 car. Taylor Butcher Benjamin holds it straight somehow. And we're going to stay under green. TBB.
My goodness. He's on a top 10 streak. What a save.
Lordy, lordy.
As the drivers talking about that one. That must have been a big one. I missed it. Caution's on the speedway somewhere. Hunter Lagoons.
Hunter Lagunas. And not only does he bring out the caution, but boy, did he hit the tow button quick. Let's find out what happened with the 27. Well, he was up there battling with 28, and oh, Lord.
That's the second self-spin of the night, too, for the 27. That was a big one.
Let's go back one more time. I just want to see that again.
Yeah, that's some contact there, ladies and gentlemen. Lost the front clip on contact.
Yeah. It looks like he may have started getting loose, tried to counter steer, but there was a car there. They had slight contact, and that sent the Hunter Lagunas machine around.
You know, we've seen it here tonight. I think, that's our 4th self-spin, but I've heard about this car since this car was released that if it gets loose, don't try to save it. Don't try to drive out of it. Just lock it down, because this car, I don't know whether it's because of the sidewalls on the tires being so small. You just can't tell you're losing it until it's already gone, right? And I mean, we're seeing that tonight right in front of our own eyes.
Under caution one more time, Cody Heinsman, Dylan Banks, Brian Zimmerman, Dustin Ping, and Corey Sherman, your top 5. Sherman has been very steady here tonight, working his way towards the front. Up 20 spots since the drop of the green flag, initial green flag. And the pace car light's going to remain on that time by. Well, actually, now we cross them and the lights shut down. So next time by, we're going to go back under the green flag live here at Rockingham. Thunder Valley. The Rock. It's pretty telling when a track has more nicknames than most drivers do.
As lights are off on the pace car, going back green flag racing.
And if it's like we've been seeing, Tanner, I mean, we kind of know what's going to happen here. The pace car's going to come down. They're going to roll for a second, and then Heinzman's going to jump out like a scared rabbit from a box. I mean, the guy has been unstoppable here tonight on restarts. And there it is.
Deja vu, like you said. But look, the 48, a little bit better, though. This is the first time anybody's even been in the same area code with him on a restart. To the 51,
That's true.
The first couple of restarts, brother, you hit it on the head. He was getting 7, 8, 9, 10 car lengths of an advantage.
Oh, man, what a run Brian Zimmerman has. Looking for second on the outside. Goes Zimmy. Couldn't quite get there, but wow.
As Amanda Sherman's hollering out wrecking on the radio.
Yellow flag is out.
Cautions, breed cautions. May have been the Darrell Walter machine once
Oh,
again.
my
No
goodness.
way.
Mike Hamlin upside down, has to hit the tow button. Let's go back and see what happened.
Oh, Mark Arthur's involved. Lori, Connie, I'm sorry. Close your eyes. Mark may be okay as long as that right front's okay. But Mike Hamlin, he is not.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're not supposed to have to turn your head upside down to read the sponsors. That car is definitely not pointing in the right direction.
That's heartbreaking right there for Hamlin, who's been pretty good in the points all season. I know he missed a race or two, I believe. So it's not what the 11 car wanted or needed here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not what the 12 wanted either.
Either driver. And hey, isn't it funny how those two seem to always find each other on the track?
It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
As Lori wrote something in the chat that I cannot say, Miss Lori with a potty mouth, but I understand. I think the 12 car is okay though.
Yeah, I
think he's
see
gonna be
a ton
just
of
fine.
damage there. Kind of looking at it right now, just not seeing the damage. That doesn't mean there isn't anything there.
Right. My only worry with this car, we know how finicky that right front is. That's my biggest worry right now. But I think he's okay. From the lick we saw there, as we just saw Amanda Sherman get the lucky dog. I'm just giving you a hard time, Lori. We all have potty mouth. You ever watch us on Race Chatter? We're all potty mouth.
Lori, you don't even have to apologize. I love it when people get invested.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for.
It's chat, freedom of speech. You can say what they want.
Twelve
Hammer got
races
hit by the
in.
hammer.
Oh, I'm sure he did. That Yeah.
That's just like, that makes it even worse, right? You got a torn up race car, you're pissed, right? Because you're just involved in a wreck, and then you hear race control blame you to it. It just, oh, it's salt in the wound. I feel for him. It sucks.
Yeah. We're going to have to keep an eye on Mark, too, because what we don't know is if there's any suspension problems. We won't really know that until the car goes back up to speed. Mark certainly doesn't at this point. So, boy, there's going to be some stuff here going on. When we retake the green flag, we're going to be bouncing just a little bit because we don't know. We'll say Philip Van Vliet back on the lead lap along with Larry Bell, courtesy of this last one, and Amanda Sherman is on the lead lap as well. So, you know, a few drivers getting their laps back courtesy of the numerous cautions here tonight, which was not unexpected. This is a very tough track.
Chatting with Mark a little bit right there over the race comms. What part's not taking tires at all this race, so he's playing the long game strategies. We're back on the green flag racing here at Rockingham.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would have been a pretty good opportunity to take the first step of a set of tires then, because
That's what I thought. He said it was too early, but man, oh man,
all right.
I was shocked.
Well, 125 laps to go, and that is it. And look at the battle for third spot. It's Corey Sherman looking to get into a podium spot as Corey Sherman running the inside, not able to get around Zimmerman. And here comes Ping. Ping into the wall. The 17 gets into the back of him, but no problems. They hold them straight. Brian Dees got into the backside of Dustin Ping, but okay for now, as Sherman slots in for a fourth spot, up 21 since the initial green flag.
Guys, look at the blues on those cars from the 3 and the 81. That's all I've noticed. I'm a paint scheme huge fan. As Corey Sherman, big moment out of the 3 car. That blue was spectacular on both them cars, though. But man, oh man, that should have been, and it could have been, a big wreck.
Oh, the 17 having problems.
Yep.
Oh, Tanner, he is fighting that thing. It is turned evil. Well, last time he was on pit road back on lap 48, so he's running some old tires, and it is starting to show for the 17 of Brian Dees.
You know this, Chris, with the viewers at home, a track like this that's fast. Yes, it's a short track, but it's fast. We've already said that. They're going, what, 160 in the straightaways, about 140 in the corners, 130 in the corners. So your tires, they never get a chance to cool down. You're constantly abusing them. And you see right here, the 17 got loose one time, and he's paying the price for it lap after lap until they cool back down.
Brian Zimmerman running that top side of the track, and he's pretty much been there the entire race.
On both sides of the facility, too.
Yeah.
Times 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, he's also doing it.
Dustin Ping edging closer to the backside of Corey Sherman. Sherman into the corner a little bit faster. And the 81's going to make it up mid-corner and out. It's going to carry a little bit more speed, able to get to that throttle.
Yellow
on the track.
Every time it starts heating up, the strategy starts to play out.
Oh, boy. Our points
Mother
leader.
Nature. It's
our points leader, 99.
Oh, no.
We're going to go back and see what happened with Chris Carroll. He was working the track on the top side, RT76 Rick Thompson to his
Ooh, Mark
inside.
Arthur was wrecked in front of him. Oh my goodness. Hate to spoil it, but I kind of just said it as I seen it.
Well, the good news there is I don't think there was a ton of damage. Let's go back and see what happened with Mark. I bet you he's going to come down for tires now.
He's going to have to. He got a little love tap there.
Got a love tap from the 16. Eric Blunt gets into the 12.
I'm going to pat myself on the back. I just mentioned this a while ago with these cars. When they get loose, what's the best thing to do instead of trying to drive it out of it? Just lock it down. Mark tried to drive out of it, tried to get control of the car, overcorrected into the outside wall. The 12 has pretty significant damage on the right front. I think he has a broken toe link. That tire's laid out. That's not good on 12.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit because that's what these cars are known for. They break easy.
And the angle he hit the wall. We saw him hit the wall earlier. It was more of a flush hit. That angle, the way he hit the wall there, that's some damage right front. Is definitely in need of some help. My oh my, as Chris steps away for a few moments. For our fans that watch Race Chatter, I know I plug it 100 times a race. I'm going to continue to, and I apologize. But Race Chatter, for our fans that watch it, y'all know I have been a Cody Heinzman fan since I first seen him come into the series. I say he's one of the ones that will contend week in and week out for race wins. He has done just that here tonight. He won his debut race at Charlotte. Then at Gateway, a little bit down of a night. Here tonight at Rockingham, he has been the guy. Every BPL race, there's always about 8 to 10 drivers that you could almost pencil in as being a race-winning contender. The 51 here tonight, he is the contender. But it is not yet time for the checks to be cashed. Has Dylan Banks, Brian Zimmerman, Corey Sherman. It's hard to say Corey Sherman, but I'm going to. Have they held something back here tonight? Is there more left in their cars they have not showed, brought to the table yet? I think the 51, I think he's got them covered tonight, and maybe I'm silly to say that. We're just now over halfway through.
I don't know that you're silly to say it. In fact, I think you might be right. You did forget one accolade. As I was away, I was listening to what you were saying, and, last week he had a second spot.
I'll be honest, I skipped last week because I could not remember where he finished at. I went from Gateway to here. I did do that.
Not last week, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. You caught me. I did. I skipped it because I couldn't remember where he finished. So second place. So Gateway's his only down race, and I think he had trouble that night, right? So when he finishes good. .48, trying to get a little bit of heat in those tires. Get them warmed back up. These heat cycles are not good for the guys on fresh tires. Get them hot and cold over and over. That affects these tires and how they handle.
Pace cars drop down. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. Cody Heinzman leads them to it, and he is hitting the pedal. He's gone. And again, the 48 doing a good job trying to stay with him, but Heinzman just up to speed so fast.
That was a great restart for the second place car. And look at the difference between them. That's how good of a restart Cody Hines was getting time after time after time. He's launching great.
Look how deep Brian Zimmerman is able to drive into that corner. Wow.
Thought we were going to see a little crossover move. He had the momentum, I do believe. I think the 28 is finding something there on the high side, walking it right up next to the outside wall. We've seen him do it all night long. But I can't help but notice that 3's coming into the picture. Corey Sherman, he's starting to take away the track position that he did not have early. It's not been given to him. He's went up there and wrestled it away.
Boy, speaking of drivers that wouldn't mind a top 5 finish, that 3 car, I know, would be ecstatic with a top 5.
He's due.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, there's a lot of people that do a lot of racing, no question about it. But Corey does a lot of racing. And that experience is going to pay off for him here. I don't know if it's going to be tonight, but sometime this season. You can bet money on it. It's going to pay off. The 3-car looking really strong here tonight.
Loose.
Except for he messed up right there because I was talking about him. Way to go, Corey. Dustin Ping able to get around him. Up top, Dylan Banks was starting to look to the inside of Cody Heinzman, thought better of it.
I think Banks is feeling the pressure from behind more than anything right now. He wants to get away from the hard charging 28. A little bit of real estate between them now, but Zimmy, he can get there. He just cannot complete the pass on the outside just yet.
Yeah, I think if Zimmy were to back down just a little bit earlier, well, he'd be able to pick up that throttle a little bit sooner and might have a shot against Banks, but Zimmy just dives it in there,
you see
lap
the car
after
climbs
lap.
the hill. It climbs the hill. That tells me right there, and you as a cruiser, you know it. He's driving it in there really hard. He's arcing it in early, but then look at that car, push up right up to the outside wall. He's hard back into the throttle. He's digging right now, trying to get everything he can. But I do believe you're 100% right. I think you'd be faster if he was to back it down just a little bit right here. Try to get more of a straight line launch off the corner.
Yep. Dustin Ping in the 81 trying to take over that third spot away from Brian Zimmerman. Zimmerman holds on, but it is getting tight, and so is the 28. He's getting really close to that wall. It's not wanting to turn like it was.
He got a mulligan right there because I thought he was for damn sure hitting the wall. He got lucky there, so now he knows he got to back it down a little bit. Came back down a whole lot with the Kenny Wallace-inspired 81 to his inside, though, of Ping.
That's what that car was. I couldn't think of it.
Oh, square D, Kenny Wallace.
Yep. It's just enough different. I wasn't placing the square D on it.
You got it. I had to think a second, but when you see it then, right? Now you know it, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yep.
Cody Heinzman, Dylan Banks lead the way. Dustin Ping, Brian Zimmerman, the battle you're seeing right now on your screen. A battle for third spot. Brian Dees has worked his way to the 5th position. Dees cracking the top 5, I believe, for the first time here tonight, and looking for more.
Battle for a race lead up front. Dylan Banks was to the inside of the 51. Just could not get clear. Looking back down to the inside, you just see the momentum the 51 carries. So now Banks has to slot back in, try to regroup, regain all that back. This is interesting to note, though. We've not seen anybody stick with the 51 all night. Once the 51 got out front, he set sail. Even on Dylan Banks, he set sail. Got to a 2-second gap lead earlier. But Banks is staying with him right now in the 48.
Yeah, the 51 may just be running.
Might be seeing cat and mouse here, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. We know how big fresh air is and how much Dylan Banks would have to overcome to make the pass. So Cody may be just using that to his advantage and saving some tire for a little bit later. Speaking of saving tire, how about the 99? We saw him save. He did not pit the first stint, waited till the end of stint number 2, but then had a penalty on pit road. It forced him to start all the way back in the 20th position. Well, Chris Carroll is starting to recover right now. He's back up to 11th spot, trying to track down Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
He's got to be mistake-free from here on out, though. If this thing was to go green, a lot of real estate to try to get the track position back that he had. Was running inside the top 3 all night, led some laps, but he is battling back indeed.
Mark Arthur's going to have a long way to go.
Just for giggles, too, it's showing that 99 has damage on the right side again on my screen. I've looked again, it's still there. I don't know why, but it is.
Yeah,
it pops in and out.
That's the weirdest thing. I haven't seen it all night, but I do see some damage on the front and the rear on the right side of the number 12, which is definitely going to affect that car. But right now, Mark being scored in the 21st spot. Not the lowest he's run all night, but not the highest either. Remember, he did qualify pretty darn good. In fact, he qualified in the 6th spot. opted to start out of pit road and has had some challenges ever since.
Yeah, that car, I may have jumped the gun when I said a broken toe link because the right front looks to be a little bit better. It's still hurt. You can see the damage, see the tire sticking out just a little bit, poking out like it's pouting almost, right? So, and looking at the lap times, he's about 5/10 slower than our leader, but now, again, that is our leader, Cody Heinzman, too. But I think Mark is feeling the effects a little bit of that right front. And I believe this is a track that, if there's any track that you don't want to be fast at but not being able to turn at, Rockingham, that's high up there. Dover is another track where that wall just feels like it reaches out and grabs you. And as we've been talking, 81 took over the P2 position away from Dylan Banks. 81 a ping. Got his eyes set on the race leader, Cody Heinzman.
Yeah, Ping now running in the second spot. So Beggs tried a few times, wasn't able to do it. Cody Heinzman fended him off. And now Dustin Ping is going to take a turn. 98 laps to go.
Crew chief, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put you on the spot. When are we thinking tires? Are we thinking just split this stage right in the middle? Are we thinking maybe go a little bit longer, have any type of fresh advantage that you can at the end of the race? What's the thoughts here? You got 2 sets laying,
Got
correct?
two sets for most drivers. I'm going to say split this one in half. If there's a caution late, you might consider, depending on where you're running, to pick up another set. But I would say you're right. Yeah, split this one in half. That way you don't have to worry about fuel. It would just be a tire stop. Maybe just a 2-tire stop, depending on if there's a problem.
So I got a risky type strategy here, but it could pay off if you're running, say, 6th, 7th, 8th. What about maybe catching a short pit? Just a few laps, right? 5 or so laps. Now we know Rockingham, very abrasive. It will fall off quicker, right? If you short pit, but you're gonna make up some time, and then maybe a late race caution. I mean, the cards really got to fall your way to make that strategy work, but it's a strategy that could be tried. And if it works out brilliantly, right?
Yeah, it's funny, in iRacing, I've never had a lot of luck short pitting. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't catching stuff right, but
I haven't either. Honest to God, if thinking back on it, there may be like 1 or 2 times, right, where it actually benefited me. I won Richmond off a short pit, but I got off sequence. I messed up. I didn't take 4 tires, so I kind of lucked into that one, right? But for the most part, it does seem like short pitting does not work. But I've seen it work with a Chris Carroll, Austin Edstrom, one of the fast guys like that, right? They're just on a different level than I am, or any of us are, really.
Yeah, and that might be what it takes in order to make that kind of strategy work. I don't know. I really haven't had the luck. Usually I'll short pit and somebody will wreck while I'm on pit road and then I'm down a lap. And,
right.
That's how that works. Yeah. That's how that works.
Oh, smoke on the front stretch. There's a wreck on the front stretch. Don't know who it was, but Ping and Banks, they probably got to get some new panties, we're going to say, because that was close.
Well, it's RT76.
Oh, no, he's on the
towards the wall.
This is RT76 FU Tour. That's what we're calling it, man. But it sucks to see what happened to it.
A lot of damage on the right front. Don't know that it's turning properly as he scraped the wall trying to straighten it back out. Let's go back and take a peek. See what happened to Rick
Glass half full for the car, man. It's such a good looking car. I love that paint scheme. The Speed Mafia on the side, that's awesome.
There it is.
Little self spin. We've saw it for the 5th time now, Chris. We were doing a drinking game.
Oh my God! Right in front of the race leader.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't realize how close it was.
Yeah. They were coming through. Leaders were coming around. That's a scary moment here at the short track.
Speaking of leaders, we are answering a question right now as the race leaders are on pit road.
Oh my goodness, a very, very, very busy pit road. When did we go back green? We'll just say make it easy for the sake of redneck math. Lap 100, right?
Ish.
Lap 100, 140. We've only done what? 50 laps?
About.
So you're a little early here from your halfway, right? But it's a caution, so you got to take it. I like the call, especially if you got the whole field going down. Heck,
Yeah.
Eric Blount, though, or Blunt. Sorry, Eric, if I am pronouncing it wrong. Incorrect, buddy. He elected to stay out in the Viagra machine, so got himself up to the top dog spot with the Viagra number 16. I did again, too.
Yeah. Well, he's
Can't
been
help
racing
it.
hard all night, so it's good that he got a race lead there.
Bet those tires are throbbing, though, from the heat cycles. All right, we got to stop. Miss Lori and Miss Connie, I promise you, I am a Southern gentleman. I apologize for that. Now, Chris, on the other hand, he's corrupted me, I think.
Yeah, thanks.
All serious, though. Does elect stay out. Looks like the 41 of Kilroe will also be awarded a wave around here since he is in front of the race leader. So that's going to put Dalton only 10 laps down for the 41.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm not liking this call from Eric Blunt. I think he's just going to be in the way, and it could cause something pretty bad to happen here up
so
top.
You said it. I didn't want to say it. I think the 16 might be a caution right here. He may not be the actual root of the cause of the caution, but he's going to be the root of the caution because I think his pace is going to be drastically different here. And I'm worried about wheel spin like we saw on the first actual restart of the night.
Well, that's the concern I'm having is wheel spin, and what is that going to do to the inside line? Fairly certain it's going to happen unless he has a lot more control on that gas pedal than I think he does.
You know, the thing I'm excited most about, 51. He's not the control car here. We've seen him launch all night long. He's not the control car here. Let's see what that restart's like out of 51 here now that he is he's the one behind the gun, basically.
Well, if I had to guess, I am gonna say that this restart is gonna be it's gonna be ugly. I'm not looking forward to this one.
If I'm Dylan Banks, I'm nervous. I'm basically in. I've said it earlier. He's basically in the hornet's nest, right there in the middle of it.
Yeah. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm sure Eric is going to have control of his car, but
He
there's
will.
only
But
so much you can do here.
we don't get paid to lie. Maybe we do, but look at the restart of 16.
Well,
Look at the gears.
He did it.
He did it. But now this is what I'm worried about. Not going down turn 1, but coming out of turn 2. The pace difference is going to be huge right here. Look at the 51 already to the outside.
Yeah, everybody's juking to the outside, trying to get a lane. And if you go down low, you got to be careful.
You cannot afford to go low. Corey Sherman dips down low, trying to make a little headway over the 81 as they are all just stacked up right here.
Oh, look out. The 17 almost making contact with the 16. Brian Dees almost took a soul.
17's in a box there. 16 gets up. Now I'm interested to see what happens here. Now the low side it's going to be tough to pass even with the fresh tires, but it's going to be faster. They're going to be able to get the power down and get around. 87 does, but now Dees is going to try to do the same in the X side number 17.
The X-Side 17 MFRD driver Brian Dees works his way around Eric Blunt.
Edstrom going around right there in front of him.
Oh, that was not expected. Austin Edstrom
there, but Edstrom
brings out the caution.
he got bit right there, just outright by the self-spin bug.
I just want.
It's amazing how many times we've seen that. But now you're the one working the candle PSP records replay here. He may have got a little help after he got sideways slowed down. Let's see what happens here on your end. No, sir. He does not either. He just goes around. Is that what you're saying?
He's on the outside. He works his way to the inside, which is where you may have thought the contact happened, but no contact. The 17 of Brian Dees able to stay away from the 87, and honestly, that could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Got a little tank slap right on the inside wall with nothing bad.
Nothing major, yeah.
Checking the chat, we have Titan out there. I'm going to say Mrs. Titan because she says that is Alicia Heinzman. I'm apologizing if I did not pronounce that name correct. I am a dumb redneck from Kentucky. I'm doing my best here. And then Jonathan Hedden, I know part of Mr. Brian Zimmerman's family. So shout out to them for tuning in and chatting with us here on a Sunday night. Glad to have you all with us. And also that logo, bottom left, it's head-to-head night. Granted, only 4 matchups tonight for the head-to-head. We've had, actually, I don't even think any of them even showed up except Gordon Larson. Larson will advance, and he will be racing Brian Dees in 2 weeks for the bracket challenge, for the official start of the bracket challenge.
All right, so Gordon Larson's going to make his way into the actual bracket. Tonight was kind of like the pre-qualifier, right?
Kind of like last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
I don't know why we did that. Unless the way the numbers worked out. I think that's why we did it. Actually,
yeah.
I was championing it and wanting it to come out, and I was the one asking Mark about it. You saw in the admin chat, right? But shout out to Mark because he did do all the work, putting the graphic together, all the research. So shout out to Marky Mark. He's old and decrepit, but he's good at some stuff, I guess.
Well, he's also back on the lead lap. So the 12 car going to rejoin the tail end of the field. Still has some damage on the car, but you know, at least right now, he's on the lead lap. And when you're on the lead lap, you have a chance to win. All right, let's go through it one more time here as we get ready to go back under the green flag. It's Cody Heinzman in the 51, your race leader. Dylan Banks to his outside. Then it's going to be Brian Zimmerman and Dustin Ping making up row 2. Row 3 is going to be Brian Dees and Eric Blunt in the 16. Let's keep in mind that the 16 is on old tires. Then it's going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 10 car with Corey Sherman to his outside. We got Ty Morosco, who's actually been extremely quiet here, running in the 9th spot with John Perkins to his outside in the Throwback Scheme paint winning car, the 33 Skull Bandit machine, made famous, of course, by Harry Gant. Gentleman Harry Gant. You remember him racing?
You know, Chris, I know, didn't he win a race in 92? So I was born in 92. Didn't he win a race in 92?
I think he won. Yeah, I think he won one last race in 92. Yep.
Made him, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the Taylor Butcher Benjamin stat, but I'm sure you know it too. He makes him the oldest NASCAR winner.
Oldest NASCAR winner, yep.
Right.
What a great dude.
I may have been alive, but I wasn't much alive.
And again, Cody Heinzman just launching. Dylan Banks trying to hold on. Brian Zimmerman in 3rd and Dustin Ping in 4th, and they have separated from the rest of the field. Top 4 have separated, but Brian Dees trying to track them down.
My biggest storyline I'm watching right now is I'm just kind of gazing through the field. Chris Carroll, Austin Edgecombe, they're 18th and 20th on the grid right now. They are nose to tail trying to get in through the field. There's just a Hornet's Nest right here. Oh my goodness, these guys there. 2 of the fastest guys. They're back here marred in traffic, just trying to get through.
The 12 car doing everything he can. Oh, the 99 is going to make it 3 wide. Oh, Amanda Sherman, I know her, and I know she is not happy with that move.
But I'll tell you what, right there, what I just saw right there, I didn't like that. The 8 car, she's too nice. I wish she would have stayed in it and just let it eat. If they're going to force me into a situation like that, they're going to pay the consequences if something bad does happen. Didn't like that move that they did to her.
I am 100% with you. In fact, I probably would have dumped one or both of them.
Yeah, it felt like she kind of got used up right there. And I love Chris Carroll. I'm not saying he did it on purpose, just the way the cards fell. If I'm the 8 car, I'm not lifting in that situation. We're going to junk some race cars there. So shout out to Mrs. Shermanator. Kept all the cars facing forward, so that is a good thing. I'm a hothead too. She's a sweetheart. That's the difference between us. I may have been alive. I wasn't much, but yeah, I was only a few months old.
I think we might be missing out on an opportunity here, Tanner. We could have some Tannerisms.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, we got a car going around. Mark Arthur involved. Gordon Larson going around.
Larson is stopped on the field. More damage to the right front, it looks like, on the 12 car. Let's go back.
The Tannerisms you speak of, too. Michael Falk, he's been in many group chats with me. I'm sure he could probably name a few hundred.
Boy.
Is it bad? I can't. It's not populating to me. I can't see it on SDK. So
yeah, go on back, and you can watch it on stream here. I'm going to show this a couple of different ways because I'm not.
You know, also while you're saying that, the stream tonight is not delayed hardly at all either. By the way, I don't know why that is, but it isn't, and it looks fantastic too.
I was going to say it looks what?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Let's see. We want to do
Easy,
that.
Killer, don't bust me out like that. We almost slipped there. Let's see what happens here with the 12.
Yeah.
That sucks. That's gonna be on Race Chatter. Corey's gonna play that for sure. I just made Race Chatter, and I ain't driving. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't want to do it, but I'm. Yeah, sure can. I'll bring that same angle right back. We're just gonna back it on up. And you're going to see the same thing I'm seeing. Let's just say the 0 couldn't go anywhere.
He's got a wall to the left of him, basically, of car, and a wall to the right of him, literally.
Yeah. I don't want to pick sides or anything, but that was not the 12.
Yeah, Mark's already owned up to it in the chat to them. Just apologize to Gordon. Tough break for Gordon, but luckily for him, his matchup in the bracket challenge, head-to-head bracket challenge, it was Aaron Blockover. And I don't see a 44 out here.
Yeah, there isn't one. And I don't think we're going to see one possibly for the rest of the season, which is totally unfortunate.
Oh, wait. Something happened, I don't know. Oh, it's a computer issue, wasn't it?
Well, he had a wheel issue. I don't know if that's been resolved. And then, yeah, I don't know. After that, I don't know. I think he might just need some time off. He's been threatening it for the last couple of seasons, running shorter and shorter seasons every year, but I think he might be taking it this year, a lot like Terry Foster.
You know, I'm kind of in the same boat. You know me, I've ran Cricket Line Racing now for 4 years. I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars I pumped into it, how many hours I pumped into it. And I just got to a point where after the super late model season, when it finished up a few weeks back, I just said, I'm done. I'm walking away and gave it up. I couldn't do it no more, right?
Yep.
So I understand. Being burnt out is real. It is very, very real.
Absolutely. And when you're running a league that runs multiple nights, and I can tell you that been there, done that, but when you're running a league that runs multiple nights, it will burn you out really, really quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy to say, though, while Cricket Line was underneath my umbrella, like my hands, we had over 400 different unique drivers come in and do at least one race in there. So I feel like that makes me proud, right? That's why we did it, for the ones that kept showing up and the ones that showed up to race, and had over 400 unique drivers. So shout out to that. Different league. Trying to get them to come over to BPL, because this is one of the better leagues right here. And I'm on a tangent, and we're going back green flag racing here. Heinzman and Banks, that's your front row.
Heinzman, Banks, front row. Zimmerman, Ping, Butcher, Benjamin, and D's teammates, row 3. MFRD starting to work their way towards the front, along with the one car of Ty Morosco. So you got 3 of them right there. Cody Heinzman, I think, maybe wrapped up already, but may have led the most laps of the night. Maybe wrapped up already. I would have to do some serious math to do that. I'm not gonna.
It's so crazy that you're saying that, because I was on the verge saying it before the last caution. Now, I would have to venture a guess Cody has now wrapped up the most laps led.
So between that and winning a stage, I think he's off to a pretty good night here. There's really only one thing left to do. That's to bring home the checkered flag. But right now, Dylan Banks is looking, oh, we got him going around again. Not even, I couldn't keep up with it. That was Chris Berg in the 66. He was able to get it going again, though, but scary moment for Chris Berg. As he is now way off pace, and he's going to have some angry tires even when he does get it going again. We have a battle going for the race lead, but not for long. Banks has a problem. Oh, 48 is going to slam on the brakes, try and hold on to it. He does. So that's 2 laps in a row. 2 drivers that were vying for a pretty good finish find himself towards the back of the field, just like that.
What we saw with Banks, that was the closest he got to getting side by side with the 51. I think he's got on the loud pedal too much. Just was not able to sustain the grip.
Yeah, and now he's going to have an angry car, and we've got more action on the field. There's a 24 is going to bring out the caution. That's Sam Lawson. Tanner, you talked to him before the race. We had that recorded, and Sam Lawson, I think, just did exactly what he said didn't want to do. Yeah, he just... And that was right in front of Ty Morosco. Oh, boy. And that motor is expired. Sam Lawson going to be done for the night. I don't think he's going to be able to get that one fixed up in time to come back out and do any more tonight. So, the old adage, holding true, cautions breed cautions, because here we are again.
It sucks for the race chatter machine for the 24. I'm glad to see you, Party Boy, the governor, back racing with us, but I know that's not what he wanted at a track like Rockingham. He's a fan of this track. He's turned a lot of laps here today. So heartbreak for the 24 camp.
Just got a little excited with that. Mark Arthur. Trying to get a lap back. The 28 was already there, and just, boy. You can tell when a driver's having a bad night pretty easily, and that's a pretty good sign of it right there.
Just a bad season. He's mad. He's over the radio.
Yeah, I mean, part of it was Zimmy shouldn't have been up there. They should be running single file right now. But you got to be aware of it when you're coming up through the field as a lucky dog, right? You can't just punch it and go race speed around the cars. You got to have some semblance of where the cars are.
Oh my goodness. I'm on replay. I just saw what happened. He ran right to the back of Zimmy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Goodness gracious. I did not know that.
Yeah, we caught that one live.
Oh, Corey Sherman, please race chatter that one. I got to make fun of Mark for a while on that one. Now, like you said, Zimmy should not have been high. But good God, Mark just ran over him.
Yeah. And Mark is now back on pit road. He's getting his service done along with Sam Lawson. Lawson, like I said, I believe he may be done for the night. Mark is coming out of pit lane right now after being in his stall for 6 seconds, and now he's back in his stall. I don't understand that. I don't even know how that happens. But getting some repairs done on the 12 car.
So, Mark was talking to me about that right there. He told me what happened. I went back and watched it. Zimmy did look like he was trying to warm his tires up or something. Just came right up in front of him right there. That's a crazy deal. That's funny right there. I'm glad it wasn't me. Hate it for Mark, though. I do hate it for Mark. has. He just told me in my ear he got another black flag pass-through penalty. He is going through it right now.
Yeah, when it, like I said, sometimes the luck, it's just not there, and it just kind of seems to snowball. And unfortunately for tonight, right now, Mark is getting the biggest snowball of the season. My Lord, right now, currently running in the 19th spot.
He's griping at me right now. He's griping in my ear, right? And I stopped him. I cut him off to let him know that Lori said the headlights did look good. So, Lori, he does know now that you do appreciate the headlights.
Pace car's down. We're set to go back under the green flag. It's Heinzman Zimmerman. And Cody Heinzman does what he has been doing all night long on the restart. Continues to dominate. Here comes Dustin Ping on the inside. Oh, Zimmy's having problems. Caution on the field. That one's going to take out the one and a bunch of others. Look at them all pile in. The 9 car. This is the problem when you have like these paints, right? You don't know who's who. Jason Bauer, Ty Morosco. It looks like Amanda Sherman was caught into that one, and I don't know. I don't think Mark was, but maybe. Who knows? I'm just gonna say he was. Makes sense at this point. Mark is going to be ahead of the race leader. He's going to go around the pace car with 1 to go to rejoin the tail end of the field. What a night for Mark Arthur. On the other hand, what a night for Cody Heinzman, leading here at lap 178 at Thunder Alley of the Rock, Rockingham, however you know it. I just want to see really quick 13 cautions, less 2 for the stages. Actually, less 1 because we were already under caution during stage 1. So 12 cautions tonight. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to True Sim Productions here live on YouTube. Join us every Sunday night as we bring you live action right here of the Blazing Pedals NextGen series. Our top 10 has changed around a little bit. So we're going to bring you that right now. Cody Heinzman going to be the leader. That's the 51 car. Remember the 12 in front of him. Mark Arthur going to rejoin the tail end of the field. 1 to go. So it's going to be Cody Heinzman, Dustin Ping in the 81 running in second. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in third. John Perkins, who actually won the Throwback paint scheme event that Tanner was putting on, is going to be restarting in the 4th spot. Austin Edstrom in the 87 is going to be running in the 5th spot. Then it's the RC Cola number 89 from TNA Motorsports, Philip Van Vliet. And then the 3 car, that is the Priority Auto 802 Battery Savage Edge Toyota, driven by Corey Sherman. The 99 Exxon Throwback, driven by Chris Carroll, your points leader. He's had a heck of a night tonight. Up and down the field he goes. Dylan Banks going to be running in the 9th spot for a long time, up in the top 2-3, as Dylan had a little bit of a problem, able to hold on to it and continue on right now, scored in the 9th spot. And the 4 is going to round out the top 10 here. That's driven by Larry Bell. That's Tanner Marr's car. Pace car lights are off. Yeah, well, a little bit of love there. Pace car lights are off. Mark Arthur is speeding down the track right now, trying to get to the tail end of the field, along with Brian Zimmerman.
I gotta say, where the hell did the 89 come from? We saw him battling, trying to get back and stay on the lead lap earlier. Well, right now, Van Vliet's currently riding inside the top 10, running 7th.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't know. I have
me.
no idea where he came from because
right.
I looked up, I saw his name. I'm like, nah.
That's a fun little game of where the hell did he come from. The same can actually be said for Perkins. Now, we've highlighted Perkins here tonight some, but he's getting that track position now as pace car is off. We're back green flag racing. Cody Heinzman, another good line for 51.
Boy, he waited till just about the last second on that one and then took off. And TBB looks like he is going to go for second spot. TBB is now your second place runner, the highest he's been all night.
I say it every time we mention TBB on a top 10 streak, has not finished outside the top 10 one time this season. Not once. So the 10 car saw troubles earlier. He's battled back, got the Copenhagen number 10. The AJ Foyt machine looking really good up from the front.
John Perkins may have just come off the wall of the 33. Stacked him up right behind him. Looks like a little bit of damage to the right front of that 33 machine. And all kinds of stuff is happening behind him. The 48, here comes the 99 getting around Corey Sherman. Philip Van Vliet has fallen back to the 9th spot, still inside of the top 10 though.
Oh, Taylor Butcher and Chris Ping they make contact. Oh, Dustin Ping, excuse me. Ping going around. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, big happenings is Corey Sherman, Ping, and the 17, Brian Dees. A few different drivers all in that one.
When you watch that back, I seen it live. That was the wreck that just kept happening. It couldn't get slowed down. The guys could not get, they just couldn't avoid it. Could not avoid it.
Okay, well, here we go.
Let's see what we got.
And that one's going to end up going on the 81, I believe, and he slides right up the track, right in front of Corey Sherman. The 4-car piles in, no place to go. And, yeah. Can you believe it? There's one guy that missed that wreck somehow, some way.
I know who you're about to say. I don't think he did. I think he got a piece of it. I think he did get a piece of it.
I don't think he did.
Back at D's. Did he not? Are you saying
no,
Mark?
I think he went around it. Yeah, I think Mark Arthur was able to get around. Let's go back. I'm going to find out right now.
Right, I'm curious here. It's close between him and D's for sure.
I want to know.
I believe that was D's at least in front of him, I think. That's funny, though. We went to the same thing. I was wondering.
All hell starts breaking loose. Oh, no, he doesn't get into D's, but he did touch the wall. He stayed out of D's, but he touched the wall.
Well, that was a pretty good lick on the wall, too.
That was a pretty, well, after all the other licks, that one was nothing.
True, but you add that one on top of the other one.
Yeah.
You have the 12 cars night and you have the 12 car season.
I'll tell you what, the one that hurts the most, he's been running so damn good tonight. It's Corey Sherman. I mean, that car has been really good.
Corey Sherman's passed the most cars out here tonight.
I think Chris Carroll has done that, honestly.
You think?
I mean, he's had to go
twice.
No, he hasn't really. I mean, he started mid-pack. Yeah, he got that brake stage, and but Chris Carroll, I mean, he's. I think I'm gonna have to give that to Chris.
Yeah, I think Chris too. Of course, the Canadian always stealing something from the Americans.
Yeah.
Just have nothing. Although Corey, I don't know, man. He might be part Canadian because he's up or really close to the border.
I'm closer to the border than he is.
Are you? Oh,
yeah.
You are. Yeah, that's right. I knew that. I don't know why I said "are you." So we had some takers down pit road, but not many. Only 4. Ty Morosco, Brian Zimmerman, Brian Dees, Corey Sherman. As I apologize if y'all hear my dog barking. He's currently outside my window, just going crazy for whatever reason. So if y'all hear that, I do apologize.
Lori. Yeah, well, it looks like it. I mean, he did touch the wall, but.
Oh, yep. Mark finally got through one. He did. He got the wall a little bit, but he didn't have catastrophic damage, so that's a good thing. Hey, this has been a long night. Long night. As just heard from Mark Arthur, he is at 32X. That's never a good night.
No, it is not. All right, pace car lights are off. I believe this is caution number 14. And Cody Heinzman set to go again. Pace car on pit road. Oh, that was smart. I don't know if you saw that, Tanner, but that was really smart. The 10 car had a little bit of momentum, had to get out of the throttle, and as soon as he did that, Heinzman took off. He was gone.
Very smart there. 10 was that jeopardy of a black flag from race control being out in front of the leader. Heinzman, he's smart. I've talked to him on race chat and I've seen him. You can just tell he's smart. He's very methodical.
Austin Edstrom flying through there, up to third spot already. And unfortunately, Corey Sherman's still on pit road. He may be done for the night. TBB looking for another top 10 finish. He missed the first 2 races of the season, and since then, he has been solid.
Solid is an understatement. He comes into tonight after, like you said, missed 2 races. He's in the playoff hunt. He is sitting 9th in the points after missing the first 2 races. That is damn impressive. And to be honest, this is why. He's always so consistent. Always right there in the mix. Always.
Yeah. Chris Carroll 1 car away from being in the podium spots, and he's making that move now. He goes low on Austin Edstrom. Edstrom not going to be able to hold on to it as Carroll rolls through the corner.
Edstrom showed Carroll the bottom there, allowed him to have it, didn't really race him. So 87, I think he's trying to manage the car a little bit. Now Dylan Banks is in tow, but not able to get clear of Edstrom like Chris Carroll did.
Yeah, but he's going to try this time. So he goes down low. Edstrom stays up high, and Banks going to try and take that spot. He does.
So the tire difference, almost 20 laps between those two. Edstrom pit on lap 155. Dylan Banks, Chris Carroll, they pit on lap 173 as yellow is out on the speedway.
Yellow one more time.
May have been old Ty Roscoe, and dang it, the most recent Wednesday night winner, Amanda Sherman.
Oh, man. Morosco just hit the wall again after he was accelerating the car. Oh, Lordy.
Oh, no.
Let's go back.
Freaking love that one paint scheme. Was it a self-spin? It was self-spin. Two of them.
Two cautions at the same time.
Oh, Amanda almost got through there.
Let's see what happened with Amanda. I think you're going to find the same thing.
She just got clipped by Ty ever so slightly. Almost made it through there, though.
Oh, just the smallest.
I'm saying,
man,
a kiss, really, just that, just a little kiss. But
yeah, and there was another one too.
41 was it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going back to check right now, but
I don't like the
41
contact.
And the 1 almost in sync with each other.
Oh my goodness, literally, wow, that was a wild shot you just showed us. But that shot right there, Amanda took to the inside wall on that number 8.
Yeah, that was hard.
That was a lick right there on that left front.
Yeah, that was a hard hit, without a doubt. And our race leader is no more as he comes down pit road.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is when it gets crazy. Chris Carroll's going to be the man front and center. He pit on lap 173. So the difference we saw between Edstrom and Chris Carroll and Dylan Banks a while ago, that's going to be the difference now that we see with them versus Chris Carroll and Dylan Banks.
Yep.
About a 20 lap difference in them tires. Now, the caveat to that, Chris, it hasn't been 20 green flag hard run laps, but they have been hard run laps, the laps that have been raced, right? There's just been a caution in between there. But still, I like Cody Heinzman's chances having the fresh rubber here late. That's what you want at Rockingham. You've said it all night long as the crew chief. Have those tires late.
Yeah, I don't think, especially when you're under caution, and this is the time to do it. You've pretty much split right down the middle of the run now.
Right.
From what you had to what you're going to have, right?
Interesting here. Carroll, remember, he had an extra set on everybody, right? Him and Mark did. Interested to see that he didn't go down and just burn another set just to stay on sequence with Cody Heinzman there. That could have been a call for him. Unless he's just thinking we may have 2 more cautions, or maybe he's not using all the tires. Who knows? But man, oh man, at Rockingham, I want all the tires I can have.
Well, I'll tell you, the way the cautions have been flying right recently,
it's hard to call, right? It's hard to call.
That's tough to call. I will say this. How about this? The highest running TNA driver right now, Philip Van Vliet.
I was about to say that, man.
Oh, by himself out there on track. And, man, good job from him. He has bounced back from severe adversity. At one point, he was down a lap and now running in third.
I was watching when he was running 5th, and I'm sorry, but I had to look at the clock, right? We know about 10 o'clock he normally has to get out. What's still about the latest he can run? I know you know.
It's about that time, unless he has the night off, which I don't know if he does or not.
Well, for his sake, I hope he does just have a good Monday tomorrow, but I hope he does just finish this race out too, because he has a really good race running right now. Sitting third, sitting pretty, and the laps, they're winding down.
Yeah, if he's running really good, I'd be thinking he'd make a phone call and just say, I'm going to be running a little bit late here tonight.
I don't know how you make a phone call in a race. You better hope you're in a caution, right? But man, oh man. I think this race with that caution, I think he just got turned up on his head as green flag back out in the air, or coming right here.
99 hits the go pedal and the juice is loose. There goes the 99. The 89 getting a good start on the inside.
The 48, Banks, looked timid right there. Remember, we saw him go around earlier. He was the first caution of the night.
Oh, and into the wall he goes. 3 wide right now for 4th spot. The 89 thinks better of it. Here comes the 51. Like a bat out of hell, Cody Heinzman is moving.
You're looking at 40 more laps around this mile circuit. They click off fast. 24 seconds a lap here, 25 seconds. So they click off really fast. Cody Heinzman, he knows he's behind the 8-ball right now. Got to get the track position back. He's led the most laps here tonight. That teammate, Brian Dees, the So Stealer, right there in front.
Oh, they're not teammates, bud. Dees, MFRD, Heinzman,
yeah, wow,
TNA.
Here? We failed there. Sorry.
That's all right.
The rivals, if anything, right? I'm sorry.
Rivals.
I'm sorry.
Rival teams. So Chris Carroll once again finds himself up front on slightly older tires. Has he saved enough tires to fend off a late race pass? We're going to find out here as we start closing this one down. 38 laps to go. Dylan Banks.
You know, Chris Legoo, I stepped away earlier, right, and I came back, and I seem to remember you saying Iceberg, he was involved in a pretty significant caution or something, if I recall correctly. Am I pulling this out of thin air, or do I remember that? Because
no, the 60s.
Iceberg's sitting P3 right now, somehow.
Yeah, he was in one. I could go back and figure out what lap it was, but I'm not going to.
Right. Okay,
that's a lot of work.
So I know that he was involved in one, and he's sitting third right now.
Amanda Sherman, both Shermans actually off track still. Their night's probably done.
Cody Heinzman going to war with the So Stealer, side by side, trying to make it happen there on the low side. Looks like Dees had a little bobble on entry here. As Heinzman's going to get clear to 17. Oh, I spoke too soon. He does not. What a battle.
Momentum on the outside, saving the Soul Stealer that spot. that one lap. Let's see if he can do it one more time here as he is holding up the 51. I believe the 51 is faster, but trying to get by is a whole other tub of ketchup.
I like it. But now he gets clear to 17, but he cannot afford to waste that much time every time he's trying to pass somebody, right? He's got to try to get by, get clear. I look for him probably trying to work the high side from here on out. We saw him working the high side on one end of the track earlier. See if he can put that to his benefit here now as he's trying to get that track position back, sit at P4.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it right now through looks like 1 and 2. He's going to stay up just a little bit higher. The 3 car finally making himself back out on track. He's going to try and make up at least a position or 2. He's got time to at least pass Amanda. And the 51 goes to the inside of the 66. That's Chris Berg. Berg not going to put up a fight. Heinzman goes around now. P3 for Cody Heinzman. Just ahead of him, Dylan Banks. Banks sitting in the 2nd spot, and he is not a stranger to that position here tonight. We did see him have a little bit of a bobble and drop way back in the field earlier on, but right now the 48 looking really strong in that 2nd spot. But look at the rotation the 51 gets into that corner. My goodness.
And I see that, but I'm also seeing the drive off he's getting. And this has been not just a now thing. This has been an all-night thing. He is able to get off these corners faster than any other car out here tonight.
Well, he's going to need that as he goes down low through 1 and 2. Heinzman working the inside of Dylan Banks.
Clipped the apron a little bit. You see him there, got a little loose. Got to be careful down there. You do not want to cross that yellow line with your left side tires.
This time by, it'll be 30 miles to go, 30 laps for the 99 of Chris Carroll. The battle right now on track is for 2nd spot. Cody Heinzman trying to take it away from Dylan Banks. Banks making his debut here at the Blazing Pedals. And Heinzman looking right now, has a nose. Cody Heinzman has 2nd spot as they cross the line. Now going to dive it down into 1 and 2. This is where he's been strong all night on the inside through 1 and 2. Heinzman has got to get around Banks. He's got to free up the track so he can run his fast lines and try and catch our race leader, Chris Carroll. Stuck down low through 3 and 4 is the 51 machine of Heinzman, and Dylan Banks get him everything he can, trying to hold on to that 2nd spot. Again, through 1 and 2, Heinzman at home, down low on the track. Now trying to get ahead of steam, trying to get around Banks, and Banks is fighting for everything he's got. Heinzman down on the yellow line for just a second there.
This is exactly what the race leader Chris Carroll wants to see. He needs to see Cody Heinzman having a battle with Dylan Banks. Dylan, little bobble there on the entry, going to have to make up for it here on the exit. But man, oh man, the 51, he just gets such a drive on the bottom. He's the only driver, I'm telling you, to be able to do this lap after lap. Like, oh, he went down really low on the apron there, cut the corner a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a misclick there for the 51, but don't hurt him too bad. Still side by side here for P2, and advantage goes to the 51 as he's clear now, buddy.
48 on the top side, still hanging out enough, and finally, I think 4 laps it took to make that pass happen, akin to the real world cars, as it doesn't just happen for you. Sometimes it's a battle, and that's exactly what Cody Heinzman just experienced. But now look at this. Now that Cody Heinzman is free, Cody Heinzman starting to separate himself from Dylan Banks, and he's going to try and track down the race leader, and he is doing it pretty quick already a 10th off from the race lead, as he is starting to try and catch Chris Carroll 1.6 seconds at the line.
I jumped on board in the cockpit of Cody Heinzman, and everything changes when that next car you see up ahead of you, when that car's the leader, it all gets very real then. These are qualifying laps here for the 51. He's digging right now, and he is faster than our race leader. The eye test tells me he's catching, and the stopwatch does as well.
Well, that time by, it is 1.45 seconds the gap. And at this pace, Cody Heinzman should catch him here within about 10 laps. That's going to give him about 13 laps to try and figure out a way around Chris Carroll for the race win. These two are no strangers to each other, battling for 1 and 2.
Absolutely not. Right now, Chris Carroll wishes he had the tire advantage, but he does not. A 22-lap difference between our race leader, Chris Carroll, and the 51 of Cody Heinzman, the catch-up man. Cody has the advantage here, but right now, the true advantage goes to Chris Carroll. He's the man front and center. Cody Heinzman has to get there.
Watching out of the front windshield of the Heinzman machine, and that car in front of him starting to get a little bit bigger. The gap down to just 9/10 of a second heading into that corner. He loses a little bit of time as the car got a little bit tight, but out of the corner, he is making it up.
Look at the discipline it takes to run at that outside wall in 1 and 2. Goes down low in 3 and 4, of course. We've seen him do this all night, but 1 and 2, man, oh man, if he would have stuck a finger outside the passenger window, you probably would have broke it off. That's how close he was to that outside wall.
Just touching the throttle just barely, and then when the car is straight, it gets mashed, and down the backstretch he goes.
Barely turning the wheel right there, too. Did you see that in 1 and 2, running that outside lane? Barely had to put any type of wheel input in it. That tells me he's driving it with the throttle. He's working that throttle in the middle of this corner.
Yeah, you're right. Very, very little input.
Not having to catch the car either. Not even getting loose. So he might be pushing, but he's pushing the car right at its limits. He's not overstepping that boundary. You're never seeing him really have to counter steer at all here. Very, very smooth. Do me a favor, Chris, if you could. Jump on board with Chris Carroll. Let's compare the difference here. I know we've done this before. We about to have a battle for race lead heating up, right? Actually.
Yes, we do. So I'm going to hold off for just a second as Heinzman puts it out front, lets it float up a little bit, almost make contact with the 99 of Chris Carroll. Heinzman battling with Carroll. They're side by side for the race lead. 17 laps to go. Didn't I call that?
Stop. Whoa.
Oh, Heinzman gets a little sideways. May have been digging just a little too hard. Has to.
But didn't lose nothing, basically. Got sideways, stayed in it, let the girl eat, and still pulling strong to the inside. Battle for the race lead. 99 has the advantage on lap 224.
Man, I'm going to go back because I'm pretty sure I called with 17 laps to go. They would be battling for the lead, and they were. And they still are.
You did call it. You absolutely called it. I don't think Carroll can hang on here. I think there's too many laps left here, Chris.
Heinzman's got to be really careful. He's cutting that corner just a little too sharp, and he's getting himself just a little loose. But right now, he has got the advantage. The 51 is looking for the race lead. The 99 on the outside. It's a little bit easier on the tires, and he's able to hold the momentum. But it is the longer way around this track. Oh, the 51, letting it float again.
Ooh, contact. I feel like I spoke this into existence like a month ago. I said Cody Heinzman is the one guy that I think can go toe-to-toe with Chris Carroll. And they're going toe-to-toe, door-to-door. A little bit of contact between the 51 and 99. They're letting it all hang out here at Rockingham.
Yeah, this is going to get good.
And let's be real. This is a track that's it's known to be tough to pass at. Chris Carroll's doing the perfect thing. He's not giving up that outside lane. He's allowing himself the momentum on the exit of these corners. Picture perfect what the 99's doing right now. I just think with the laps left, there's too many left. I don't think he can hold off a hard charge at Heinzman for this long.
Oh, Heinzman really backed up that last corner in a full head of steam for the 51. As look at that.
Heinzman did exactly what you were wanting Zimmerman to do earlier. He backed up the corner a little bit, allowed him to get harder into the throttle on exit. But man, oh man, Chris Carroll drives it off a cliff there. They're going to be door-to-door once again. Heinzman, he's edging up further and further from that yellow line. He wants this race lead. He's going up, and we're seeing a little bit of contact, almost turn for turn between our race leaders.
Whoever. Oh, there it is. Oh, the 99 goes sideways just a little bit, and it's enough. Cody Heinzman in the 51. Once again, your race leader here at 229.
I was literally just stating how much longer could they go on doing it like this. Chris Carroll, overheated tires. They're talking, laughing at each other. That was some good racing there, but I believe Cody Heinzman now, he's been the man with the advantage all night. He's been the man front and center. He's back out front with the freshest tires. There's still 10 laps left, but man, oh man.
And
I don't know.
Now he's ahead, and he's starting to put a gap between himself and Chris Carroll. Right now, 0.6465. And Cody Heinzman with just 10 laps to go when he crosses the start-finish line to win for his second time this season in great fashion. And how about Dylan Banks running in third right now? This is his first race with Blazing Pedals, the 48 looking strong.
I told him for 2 weeks on racetrack he would fit in with this group. He would run good with this group. And I'm glad to see him out here in that 48. He is an Alex Bowman fan, so he loses some points there. But I am glad to see that he's out here running third. Also, I see Miss Lori and Connie talking in chat about Mark. He is actually bouncing back a little bit here at Lagoo. Mark is up inside the top 10. He's currently running ninth. Got Austin Edstrom digging right there behind him, trying to get around him, though, in the 87. So Mark, though, pitching for a top 10 right now currently.
Yeah, just 3 spots off from his qualifying position. Amazingly. Honest to God, you would have never picked him as a top 10 car during the race.
There's a good chance he loses points from this night, even finishing top 10, just because of the incidents, right? He's at 32.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think he's okay because of the new rule format, I think. But still, very, very impressive to see the Barbie Mobile back up inside the top 10. As I'm going to go look while the laps wind down to see how many he's had this season. I know it's not a lot.
Top 10s? I think you could count them on one finger.
That's low. I'm not going to say it. You said it.
I don't think I'm wrong.
Right. I think you might be right. You are right. No. He's had 2 top 10s and 1 top 5.
I was
He's had
off.
top 5 and shit.
Shoot.
His top 5 came at a plate track, nonetheless. I remember that.
Yeah, that's the one I remembered. That's why I went with 1.
Yeah, we got to talk to him at night. Laps are winding down for the catch-up man, front and center, throwback night.
Laps are winding down, but the gap isn't.
No, the gap's widening. It's getting bigger.
1.5 seconds right now. Heinzman over Carroll. Heinzman, 5 laps to go for win number 2 in his very short Blazing Pedals career.
I jumped on the catch-up man's bandwagon before he ever did a single race here. I just knew it. I could tell from speaking to him. I could tell from hearing about how fast he is in Cyber Thunder. I didn't expect it to be this big, this early. But this right here, this is a statement win for that 51 car. If he can pull it off, I know we still got 3 laps to go. But this has been a statement race for the 51. If Charlotte wasn't, if you looked at Charlotte as a fluke, you can't look at it no more. This kid's here, and he's here to stay. Blue hair and all.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
I don't know. I say a kid. I know he's not a kid. He's not. I think he's probably what? Is he 18, 19, 20, something like that? So kind of a kid to me, but I am. He's a great addition to the series. I do know that.
Man, you're all young.
I'm 32, man. I'm telling you, I don't feel young anymore. I'm excited for my week at the beach in a few weeks. Just relax. Don't have to even look at my cell phone.
Popsicle sticks in the air. Less than 2 laps to go for Cody Heinzman. The catch-up man with a 2.4 second lead now over Chris Carroll. Cody Heinzman has just about done it all here tonight. A stage win. Most laps led. And on this final lap, he's looking like he's going to be the race winner. Cody Heinzman rounds through turns 3 and 4 for the last time here tonight. Checkered flag in the air. Cody Heinzman is going to be your race winner.
Race win number 2 of the season. Chris Carroll brought it home in second. Dylan Banks third. And I'm happy to announce TBB, the streak, stays alive. Right,
yes, it does. Up 14 positions to P4 for TBB. Man, oh man, he is he is just running strong. Chris Carroll gives a little congratulatory bump in the rear to Cody Heinzman to celebrate. Heinzman's second win of the season, the second win of the season for TNA. Things may be starting to turn on. It's going to turn 25 on the 4th. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away from the mics for just a second. Get ready, because next up is going to be post-race interviews right here live on True Sim Productions.
Mike's good.
Nope.
You say nope.
Nope. I said nope.
He ain't cool. Check and speak.
Yep, saw it. Thank you. All right, Tanner, I believe you are catching up with our third place finisher. Why don't you go ahead? I got to get into Discord. Here, hold on one second. Tanner Marr, you caught up with our third place finisher, Dylan Banks.
I did. We are here with the newcomer, the rookie, as we're going to call him here tonight, Mr. Dylan Banks. Dylan, you're live in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
Brother, statement night for you. I'll be honest. I knew you were going to be fast. I knew you were going to be somebody that could contend week in and week out. I did not know it would come this early at a track that, let's be honest, you haven't sound too thrilled about Rockingham. Talk me through your night, brother.
Yeah, it was a rough one. I feel bad for all the guys that I gave damage to, and that one restart started out in first gear. And even when I started in first gear, it was when I got to second gear is when it just wanted to spin out on me. I tried to lock it up best I could, but yeah, I'm sorry to all the guys that got caught up in my nonsense. But yeah, it was a great night. Shout out to Cody on the win. He was unbelievable all night. I couldn't do nothing. I feel like I was close to him, close to his speed most of the night, but I could just never get around him whenever he's running the top, especially in 1 and 2, running the bottom in 1 and 2. It got loose off the exit a lot, and there's really nothing I could do to get by him. But yeah, it's not a bad night. P3 for the first race in this league. Shout out you, Tanner, for bringing me in the league. This awesome league. Very good guys out here in this league. But yeah, I did all I could do. Just thankful to get a P3 out of it.
Right on, buddy. Well, it was very impressive, and I'm glad to know that you're going to be here racing with us when you can. So a solid night, P3, never bad for the debut night. I know you're part of the RaceEPI.com family. You're a house driver as well. So shout out them. Who else we got to thank for the 48?
Gotta thank you, man. You're the one that that brought me into this league, wanted me to run it. So big shout out to you. Shout out both y'all in the booth. Y'all doing an awesome job. I was listening while I was racing. Y'all were doing an awesome job all night. Shout out Cody on the win. Did everything I could for Chris to try to hold him off. I just couldn't do anything
Too
about it.
fast. He was just
Yeah.
fast tonight. He had
Yeah.
it just seemed like an extra gear there. Well, Dylan, congratulations, boss, on your third place finish. Like I said, excited to have you. And I know we'll be talking to you more here in the booth.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Driver of the 48, Dylan Banks, bringing it home in third spot, and that's going to leave us with our second place finisher tonight, driving the 99 Exxon Superflow throwback car. Another podium finish for the one and only Chris Carroll. Chris, it's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, bud. I'm wore out here, but I'm.
I'll tell you, you had a hell of a night, Chris. You know, I'm pretty sure I have you marked down for having passed the most cars since you had to go through the field. Once for sure, and maybe another half. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost track. I thought I took tires when I got damaged when Mark was wrecking down the back, and I didn't know which way he's going, and I got the fence, and I thought I got tires. I told iRacing to give me tires, didn't give me any tires, so I didn't get them till like lap 125. I was in the middle of the pack thinking, okay, I got to get back up through here, and I start going backwards, and my teammate said, "How many tire sets you got left?" And I said 4, and they're like, "We all got 2." So
Oh, boy.
I had a pretty ugly up there. Just did the best I could to play it the best I could and have a chance to win. So that was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. A podium finish once again for you. You and Cody, you guys are going to have battles like this, I think, for the rest of the season. It's got to feel good to have that kind of competition around you week in and week out, right?
Well, I got to tell you, to be honest, Chris, it's really fun. At the end there, we were banging doors. We touched 3 or 4 times there, and nobody wrecked. Nobody did anything stupid, and it's really nice to be able to run guys like that. You know, I'm at a major disadvantage. I'm sideways. He gave me enough room to drive that car, and you know, all the respect to him. It's really fun when you go out with guys like that.
Yeah, it looks it looks fun. It's obviously on our side, it makes for a really entertaining broadcast. So, well done all around, and a strong P2 for you tonight, Chris. Who do you got on the side of that 99 that you need to thank tonight?
Well, as soon as I'm done this interview, it's nap time, I think. But always got to thank Brian Zimmerman, USAFirearms.com, and Tanner Marr, 5 Kings Motorsports, and all my friends and family for watching, you for broadcasting, and I got to thank everybody here that puts this show on. I do my best out there to put on a show for everyone that watches. And, you know, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that make this run, and we appreciate them. All the admins, everybody that makes this thing work and gives us a platform to do that.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate having you up here. And no harm, no foul. A second place does not mean anything to a guy who's got the points lead wrapped up quite like you do right now. So congratulations once again on a podium finish. Chris Carroll, driver of the number 99, get it done here tonight. Second spot for the 99 machine. Of course, that's going to leave us with just one other driver to talk to. It is our race winner here tonight, driving the Heinz 57, number 51. That's a little confusing. Cody Heinzman. Yep. Cody, congratulations, first of all. Man, what a night you've had.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was definitely a trip of a night. That was a really long one, and those races where you just can't seem to stop having cautions are not very enjoyable. Not just because you're pace lapping, but the biggest thing for me is, as someone who was in the lead for most of that race, it's the constant question: do I come down? Do I stay out? Who else is going out? Who else is staying out? How is this going to line up? Are we going to get more cautions? That battle, that mental battle, is always real stressful.
Yeah, it's tough being both roles, right? It's your driver, your crew chief. You're trying to figure out when and where and how, and it does get mentally draining for sure. But being that you won the race, that means you did it the best here tonight. And for the second time this season, call yourself a Blazing Pedals winner. That's got to feel pretty damn good.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this one feels even better than the one at Charlotte, because this time, it wasn't just holding off the people behind me, which I could say I've done now, but I got to do it the other way around. I had to charge up on that final run and get past a bunch of guys who did not want to let me pass, and especially Chris at the end there, who put on one hell of a show with me. That was a real fun battle. So glad I got to drive up there and pass the fastest guy in the league for the win. That's feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. You guys put on a heck of a good show. Cody, who do you got on the 51 that you need to thank tonight?
Well, thank everyone at TNA. Love that group of guys. A lot of fun over there. And shout out to each and every one of the people who make this league go around. You and Tanner for broadcasting, of course, and all the admin team and everyone who shows up, because, I mean, you can't have races like this without a great field size. And, the cautions are kind of a side effect of that, but bringing out this many people every single night is a great show for sure. So shout out to everyone there, and all of the sponsors who make the league go round. I've not been very good at it recently. I'm still learning how it goes here, but Ohio and Indiana Roofing and Blackhawk and Butt Kicker and everyone else who makes the show happen. It's a lot of fun here.
Awesome, bud. Well, congratulations once again on race win number 2 for the driver of the number 51, Cody Heinzman, getting it done here tonight, live on True Sim Productions at The Rock. Make sure you tune in every Sunday night. We're going to get into our summertime stretch. Lots of racing coming at you live every Sunday night with myself and Tanner on the call. And until next week, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good night, everybody.